your lips. Would rather taste and then just sit and reminisce. Nobody faulting me unless it's you I kiss. At the end of the night, it's gotta be just you and I. Can't take me home, don't wanna think about your lips. Would rather taste and then just sit and reminisce. Nobody faulting me unless it's you I kiss. At the end of the night, it's gotta be just you and I.
So, while we wait, let's go ahead. By the way, everybody, this page, let's bangbang. That.
Right? That was a team that decided, you know what, we give up objectives, but we keep turning. We prevent them from going chip and juice
Or
it.
Fanny Choke. First internet. So pretty greedy build from Maniac here, not focusing on defensive options. Diversion to bot side, not looking for a gank, just looking to push as many waves as possible while Exilio are distracted with the Lord. Blade Surge connects on Lovely. He'll be able to walk away, but RQ get a free tier too, just zoning Exilio with their presence alone.
This is how you play a siege-style composition, and RQ and Kira are doing very well so far with it. They've now developed a 2.3k lead, but that's not enough to finish the game on time. which begs the question, who scales better in the later half of the game? And it's tough to say, right? Because the Malefic Gun is such a powerful tool to outrange the Harrods. So unless you fall into the center of the Synchro Fissure, then you're in a lot of trouble.
What's up? There are definitely things in terms of damage. Purely, RQ Akira definitely has the better late game because they just have more sources of DPS.
Alright, so we're just going to run through some of this real quick before we get started on the other one. I'll try and make it fast, that way we're not.
Biggest problem, like, Loyi does a lot of damage, but she's so dependent on her charges. If she has no charges, you're basically out of the game until you get it back up.
Well, Holy Crystal was just
probably because you're here in both,
so he finally has the damage necessary to contribute to these team fights, but is it too late at this point?
I don't think it's too late. I mean, he needs to get it eventually, right? It's his core item. It's so important for him to have it if he wants to have relevant damage.
Alright, so we had RRQ Akira.
The side of RRQ Akira. So his damage is maybe not on Takashi because he has the Athena shield, but everybody else is free game.
And we got it wrong because they lose right here. Concilio. So we'll check Concilio out, see what they did, and then
very good stuff here. And now
come back over to the finals.
Advantage, this Lord technically should be free.
Maniac gonna try and engage on Luis, but Takashi's just gonna zone them off, and Luis even finds Justinian in the brush, surviving with Revitalize. R2 Akira still 5-man strong, and Incilio cannot find an angle to enter. Takashi's just doing such a good job. He finally uses Dimensions Reaper, jumping too far forward. They'll trade for Luis and Takashi. 2-for-2 trade, actually. Incilio, though, still has to give up the Lord.
All right, that just happened. As long as RQ
the only bad thing that sucks about doing like replays or like reviews and stuff is 9 times out of 10 I follow so many pages that deal with Mobile Legends that I already see the results before I even get to watch it. So,
chasing his opponent from sustaining rather than dealing with specific bursts from physical damage.
Despite that, though, he actually held Incilio back for a really long time during that Lord fight, not giving them a way of entering the Lord hit and maybe contesting King. It's because of that Akira was able to get it in
right now,
end,
honestly, just looking at the map and the gold objectives, this looks like it's going to RQ. Did they win the first one?
It's fine, as long as they maintain that
top ending. They'll probably lose this top one as well, since they just don't have enough save. Not going to try and push their advantage too far.
Really hard to
down to just the inhibitors, going to lose the top one here.
Maniac now not really able levels.
Yeah, he's falling off at this options at this stage of the game. Was RRQ.
Surprisingly slow game from 2 aggressive teams, but a reading them from Flickers lands on 4, but there's no one to follow.
Hawaiian dude. Just going over last night's games before
Why? What was it? Was he expecting
we jump into the finals? How's
the
the sound, by the way?
Work out for them? I'm not 100% sure.
I got the new mic plugged in, and the headphones I'm using has a microphone on them. So both are being used because I don't know how to shut the microphone on the headphones off.
Maniac in the mid lane.
A little messy fight, but they stole the TP. Can they?
I don't know, maybe if I turn the headphones down a little bit, maybe that'll help. I'm not sure. But
eliminated instantly.
They didn't react fast.
This is crazy. I thought that was a done deal. Sounds great on your side. All right.
With the second follow-up.
Appreciate everybody swinging in. Like I said, we're just gonna look at a couple of moments from last night's games, see how Incilio did. Check on our boys, the Ulfendor, aka Fireflux. What a move. Go ahead, hit that vote, see what you guys think. If you were here to see any of my previous videos, I have ULF winning wildcard. I made a short about it. It literally is just like a 45, 50-second short of me saying, yeah, I think Fireflux has it. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. Right now it looks pretty solid.
Yeah,
for
it
our
would be a
queues, they can
shame
just get a good
for this
push
sudden
after this
comeback
Lord, but
to amount to nothing.
I don't know, I
Scouting
didn't
out
see the
mid
battles, I
lane,
just
allowing
know
the Lord to
Antilio won.
handle bot on its own to see if they can sync up as much
So
structural
what
damage as
we're
possible. RQ Akira gonna be sure that
They can't
for
play
here.
RQ Akira in
pushing King in these small of
It's a good push.
both sides. I'm
About
with
evened
for
it
being
out on
thrown.
turrets.
Emilio,
there's maybe a bit
Cold war right now. It's they
Kind of
long
hanging out.
here.
Are we waiting for Lord? Is that what they're
Kinda
doing?
hovered around that.
Antilio knows one game guarantees
Do we
them
got a battle here?
RQ
Is it
Akira
dance?
knows they
We
cannot
dancing?
give it to them.
Jumping in?
So it's a little bit of
You doing
a
this?
tense conflict.
Go
Bit
in.
of a Mexican
Slow pushing waves.
Alright, they're
on
gonna
top
start
of
the
as
Lord.
well as bottom
So we're
side.
Lord
One entered on the
dancing.
bottom
Okay,
side,
let's
but
see who takes
I
it.
think that RQ Akira are perfectly fine just to let it build up.
If they continue letting the lanes build up, Antilio is going to be forced to respond to them eventually. And right now, they're positioning together.
Kinda playing
and
it
they're
safe right
expecting
now.
RQ to go for this Lord, but the longer they do so, the worse it's going to get.
Look, 1.5 waves on that top side. Keep in mind, there's a missing inhibitor as well, so the Steam are going to be
I
extra
keep
thick
watching
and
Takashi because I'm trying to figure out where he's
Starts the
gonna go.
engagement, pops the vengeance, still has immortality, actually forces RQ Akira back pretty far, still able to survive as well to recall back the base and actually go for the defense. They tried to go for a diversion with Gusta Lagusta,
Yeah, you
but
just should
Justinian's
stay right
already
there.
back there, so they do not commit to it. They're gonna go ahead and go for the Lord instead since the enemy jungler is no
Stay
longer
in
here.
it.
They're not actually
You ain't
blitzing
backing
it. They
out.
really should be trying to force this down with no retry on the other side. Argentilio finally engaged. King will secure it. Raging Hand will come in.
Okay.
Luis already picked off Dode with his almond sword.
Got
Doing a lot of
minions
damage.
at their
Yin Yang reaction,
base,
not
too.
enough poke in return. Gustavo responding with some damage, but jumps right into the blade of the
Dang.
Grim Reaper.
What is happening here? What is happening?
Yeah, this is crazy.
They knew that the jungler.
Alright, they back off. They're gonna
but
clear Lord.
Actually, when it feels
And then
like
go back
RQ
in. Wait, did we
anyways,
miss
it was
something
headed
here?
towards Gusta. When the Raging Sandstorm actually, where was it targeted to? Towards the back line.
Oh,
Anyways,
this-
it was headed towards Gusta Lagusta. So again,
That's a
Exactly
replay.
what
Okay.
is happening. Blitz the Lord right there, and then as long as they just Lord, it was
here RQ goes. They are really making
just the all. They just gotta up the macro play a bit to put pressure on RQ.
yeah, and it's not like
Live
Antilio's
stream,
engagements
see what
are
they're at. Alright, we still got
super
time.
clean as
We
time.
got a little
Finding that
time.
information before Antilio finally pulls the trick.
Now, even though RQ way to keep that, gonna back it off straight away.
Need Lord on their side, and then they get
Alright.
longer here.
Doesn't look
In the
like
meantime,
much is
at least
happening.
for Antilio, so much counter OG.
Primary initiator. Really
Damn, I'm gonna
isn't
need
the
more
best
coffee,
thing.
too.
You got to get a match awkward.
Well, oh,
He got shut down by Justinian. Mega kick. Dead for another 40 seconds. In fact,
Damn.
RQ should be making something happen on. Finishing things off. Immortality.
Jesus,
up on the
34
Khalid.
minutes.
Maniac very low, not willing
Takashi
to
has
walk up.
2
Is still very
HP.
high HP. He's able to diversion them into the base,
Oh
actually.
my
But
god.
Don't is there to stop them. Does he have
What
silence
a
force? He does not,
crazy
but he just got
diversion.
it back up. Takashi
He
is
dies,
down.
though.
Winter
Winter
crown
crown pop.
taken.
Immortality pop.
He doesn't have abilities. Double kill for
Okay.
Don't.
oh man, and Don't still has his purify. So even if a Yin Yang
Do they
He don't have
sweep?
enough range. The back broken open as Incilio
Hey,
takes the
Celia
game
wins.
and the direct ticket.
Let's jump into game.
Fight the higher
Oh,
boost a little bit
troubleshooting?
more
Oh my
quickly and just to
goodness.
zone him away. A beautiful flicker away
Glad
of the
I
dragon
didn't
onto
have to do that.
Takashi. Throws him back in, but Justinian has been picked off in the back line with Yogi Shadow
2
Kill.
minutes.
Double kill for the Hayabusa. And Sagan picks up the damage coming in from RQ Akira. Their presence is pretty oppressive.
Yeah, our cues.
how impressive can it get, right? Because again,
You're
definitely
getting it.
got some
Okay, yeah, they
mechanics
got it.
to
Alright.
maybe hard carry a game, but at the same
So let's see
terrible to-
what it
time,
was
hold
they
on for a
ended
little
up.
bit longer. Their high ground
Yeah.
defense actually isn't.
Bottom inhib gone, mid inhib gone.
Take this away. He's gonna hit level 5 first. I don't know if he wants to get his purple buff real quick, but at this point, Justinian is missing his flicker right now. So if they can start this dive and set it up nicely
Yeah, they
on
just
that
got
top side,
snowballed on it, looks like.
Alt, at the very
Yeah.
least, now
Oh,
their
yeah. 6-1, 10
execution
minutes.
level needs to
Yeah.
be extreme.
Yeah, since there's no stakes
Alright,
on the
final
table,
game.
why not pull
1-1
it out?
right here.
Items. I think now they have a
Six
dedicated way to
decent
get into these
lineups,
fights to
actually.
start it off with the Spear of
Chip,
Alpha
hey,
and
haven't seen
still
him in a minute.
maintain his health if he's too deep.
Yeah, it should be a bit
11
more
to 4
comfortable
already,
for
though.
Incilio to fight now, but a
So
14
they
and
must
for
have
Phoenix
a-
Stage is still nothing to scoff at. Yeah, They're
Pretty
not
good
going to try and
comeback here.
contest the Lord. They're going to go for macro play instead and continue trying to
Oh,
give
yeah, let's
Jones
see it.
space on the map.
As they continue to trade against each other, Incilio know that they should be able to make it to the 42k mark. However, their biggest issue is going to be high
They got
ground.
about a minute and a half.
Is going to be the effective high ground defender. Everybody else has to put themselves in some form of danger if they want to interact with
By the
game.
way, shout out to
And
Moonton
Akira knows
for
this.
not hitting me
The
with
final
a
blow
copyright
can be
or
used in a
anything, or
similar
like
way to
telling me,
Korea's
hey,
pathway to
stop
just split
streaming
up the map,
because
segregate
technically
frontliners
never
from the
got an
rest of
email
Incilio,
confirmation,
and picking off
but
Maniac, taking half his damage already.
they haven't said anything yet, so I appreciate it.
Don't also on half HP, has to back off the region. We're gonna see
Alright, so they just push with Warlord. I'm assuming they wipe him here. Is that what happens? They catch someone out.
Looking for an opening while setting up timing for Takashi to maybe get a split push in.
Alright, who do they get?
Unfortunately, not here though.
Where is
They're
it?
still gonna be able to hold
gotta be
against
soon.
this next
I know it
minion wave
is.
as well, so they'll live for now.
Yeah, but as the next wave is starting to come on in, so let's see. Are they going to go to the bottom or the top one? Oh.
Arky is still looking for the engage, potentially. Takashi with the electro final blow,
Oh
splits
my
the fight in
goodness.
half. Maniac is segregated, but not quite enough for RQ to engage on, so they'll immediately back it off.
Easy. Oh, shit, they got him.
Maniac finishes him off.
All right, at least Maniac was able to
That was
finish
it.
him off. The Hailstorm ends up just being
Wasn't it?
Goes in, pops the shortcut. They want to take it. Incilio goes for the team
Still
fight.
fighting.
Lovely dropping very low.
Lovely baiting.
One. That's going to be Maniac. Uses
Oh.
the winter crown. Justinian still surviving. And
Ooh,
Maniac take the attention
oh
of Lagusa.
my
Lagusa,
God,
not enough
he's
to
getting
make a
crazy.
kill for the Harif. But he has to dash away from Tamas as well. While Lovely in a 1v1 against
And then
Takashi.
Maniac comes
actually
up.
doing a lot of work.
No, I
Keeping
can't
Reaper
get it, though.
alive by distracting the rest of the team. Unfortunately, his time is
Wait,
done. And RQ Akira
How did they
keeps up
lose
the
this?
assault.
They're going to keep on pushing all the way up to the crystal here against Incilio. Members are getting low. Ooh.
Luis loses immortality. Don't and Reaper still have pretty okay wave clear here. Luis on one hit, but Don't knows he cannot chase him.
Safer not to at this point. The team
Okay,
members come
Louise,
up.
Takashi
Shade
both
in 4,
low.
Maniac at 12, Lovely 5.
Bridget Glacier
Reaper
stolen
goes
in
down.
lands on Reaper, and the crystal is exposed.
Don't
taken
goes
out
down.
by Tekashi. And RRQ Akira finds a semblance of vengeance, taking game 3
Damn.
and the series against Incilio.
And they close this series out in fluid fashion here, showing a couple of their signatures and really coming back into form. The formless side of them. You don't know when the engagement is going to happen and when the opportunity
So
presents
basically,
itself,
they're gonna
it's
have to learn
already
when
too
to
late.
back the
And
fuck
it's
up.
unfortunate.
It's like my team.
Yesterday, as Groovy has already been solidified.
All right. Hey, we got Gideon on the desk.
They're
Shout out to
looking for that
Gideon.
one last slot for the Swiss
Who's
stage.
he with?
Yep, both Incilio as well as
LaBelle.
are the teams
Alright.
that we're playing today,
That's
and it'll
right.
be a best of 5.
I'm gonna go make
And
some
I gotta tell
coffee.
you,
I'll be
Gideon,
right
we've been
back.
here for a few
Appreciate
days,
everybody.
And all the teams
Founder,
have really showed that they have
Appreciate you.
stepped
Hope
up.
you're having a good
They
night.
have showed that they are good enough to go to M6, but again, it's only
Yeah, I got a new
one
mic,
ticket
so we're
left. This
testing it out.
shows
Let me know
that
what you
this
guys
year's
think.
tournament here in the M6,
As far as sound,
dude, it comes
like-
to the wire.
It really does.
It comes to the wire. Like,
you know,
you have to be
good,
perfect.
bad.
It is.
How
it
should
is
I
tight.
adjust
It is
it?
extremely, extremely tight. But as everything has been going around, keep
I'll
in
be right
mind
back.
that we are experiencing the thrill of these games in real life at Kadia Gaming and Esports District. Every detail is a celebration of play and entertainment. So you can go check out at Kadia Gaming to check out what they're all about and even join their community. But speaking of which, you mentioned how close the line is amongst every single one of these teams, and I have to agree. I would have imagined that at least the Southeast Asian side of the world was going to be on top, but even so, we are seeing even Europe, even some of the teams that we don't expect, like China as well, looking to break through the surface.
I mean, if this is an indicator of what will happen in M6, then I'm excited, man. Because in the Swiss stage as well, we'll be starting with a best of 1. This is the first time we'll be having a Swiss format, so the teams today in the wildcard will set the momentum. And for you guys at home, fuel your game with Hello Panda. Crunchy biscuits filled with creamy chocolate, the ultimate snack to keep you energized, level up your day, and visit Hello Panda's website for more. We're going to be eating this, I don't know. I feel like we should save our energy up to game number 2, game number 3.
That's a good
because
idea.
today is only one match. It's only a best of 5. We'll see how far that both teams can go. And looking at both teams, I got to say, Ulhanar, I feel like in terms of emotions. They're very much emotional here. But before that, we also got to remind you guys, from the 18th of November all the way to the 29th of December, participate in M6 A Lucky Gift. Join the draw for a chance to win Claw's new Epic Skin, Challengers, Flare, and Beatrix's new M4 Epic Painted Skin, Light Seeker. Don't miss this rare opportunity to get Beatrix M4 exclusive and M4 Prime skins returning for a limited time. But yeah, both teams, I gotta tell you, get it. In Celio, they had a tough time in their groups, but I feel like Ulhanar, they were really pushed the limits.
They really were, and I feel like after yesterday's series, it feels like they should be on top of the world, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the toughest hurdle that they faced thus far, and based off of how Incilio has been playing, it feels like they should have a upper hand coming into this best of 5.
My only worry is that in Celio, they play a very slow and controlled. I tried to put two and two together. Slow and controlled kind of way. However, we saw how Ulnar, they have a various amount of play. Even having that Farsa in mid, where I still remember the days where Rosa brought it in M4, going up against Hayabusas, and the Farsa comes up on top. So we can definitely see that Ulnar, if they really want to, they can pick up the pace. So in Silo, can they keep up? But for now, we got to recap the standings and see all the teams that were here in the wild card.
In case you guys missed the Group B, Incilio sits right on top of the game record of 5 wins and 3 losses, beating out RRQ and Kira, Legion Esports.
So even though Incilio lost to RQ, they had more overall wins, which put them ahead in the tiebreaker, is what I'm assuming. I had to turn the screen volume down on my end so it doesn't create an audio loop. Just in case anyone was like, yeah, that's what they just said, because I can't really hear what they're saying.
And this does show that in Celio, they do have avenues that Ulhanar could probably exploit. Because between both teams, Ulhanar is the more experienced one, and Celio is the new kid in the block. But now, again, just to show you guys, to make it official, this is today's schedule. It's just one match. It's a best of 5. The final ticket, the decider match, Ulhanar against Celio.
Ooh.
It's a good thing that it's a best of 5.
All right, Lighthouse. Hawaiian said he's making coffee, but he can't make up his mind between caramel macchiato, French vanilla, or hazelnut. She's gonna pick caramel every time. Personally, I would go hazelnut, but that's just me, I guess. I need to get this pop filter on here, but I don't know where I can put it that it's not gonna like hit funky. And there's just like a giant black circle in front of my face, like a fly swatter. Be like this. Could see me.
This has made a lot more heroes more competitive all around. So now having
Went for the hazelnut with a scoop of chocolate ice cream. Damn. I have peppermint mocha myself. Got that dark roast though. It still don't work. I need like 2 cups of these and a Red Bull, followed by like a bag of candy. Maybe 2. Dude, those graphics are badass. I must say, production is consistent as far as stepping their game up the past couple years.
I mean, their game style is rather interesting, right? Especially in a meta where we are expecting teams to pour gasoline on the small.
Need to sell the laptop and just get an actual computer.
It's a slower style of game, really punishing their opponent's mistakes.
Honestly, there's a lot of members of Incilio that really
I'll have Noah build it for me. No, maybe not. He had quite a few problems with his, didn't he?
He goes in. He sets up for the team. Lovely is there to back him up. Don is there to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage without gaining nothing. And Ulhandar, they're history of a lot of heroes.
All right, let's go ULF. My guess coins depend on it.
Changes was attack speed marksman looked amazing for the previous patch. Now it's all about burst. Now we see Bruno. Now we're seeing Harv is still there-ish. Nathan is there-ish. Clean we haven't seen so far, but we know the teams have been practicing on that hero. Even changing that changes a lot. But for now, before we go even further, we prepared a special video before we start the final match.
Ooh, special video. All right, I'm gonna mute my mic. That way I can turn this up so I can hear too.
I think game is changing and players are getting better and better from like every team that has passed, so they got a lot of experience.
Then everybody's first time here in Asia. They're really unbelievable. And we come here earlier than the other representative, November 8th, almost 2 weeks, and then they transform like that. Unbelievable, you see?
We are people after all, we are not robots, right? It's mostly mental, it's not about the gameplay. I have a long story with Team Incilio, because I coached them on MCC Season 3 LAN final, and I've taught them some of the basic stuff of Mobile Legends. For now to see if they have learned something or not.
May the best team win.
Honestly, there's a lot to unpack in that one video. We heard from both coaches, Coach Osprey as well as Coach G. Incilio, first time in Asia, first time here in World Stage.
I enjoyed that.
Very, very well. And listening to what Coach
Get the hype going.
Well, they're not robots. Yep, they have feelings. And we saw TNC breaking down in the game yesterday. Like, this is very
The game is pushing you even further than before, and honestly, some compositions don't actually.
I haven't tried these sounds on stream yet,
so you can understand that it's either a do or die. It's not a we can let this go now. We can sacrifice it even more.
It's crazy to think this is just the wild card.
Yeah,
this is just the wild card. We've seen multiple heroes, multiple. This M6 technically hasn't started yet. It's just a wild card, and I would say we already got our money's worth.
I feel, I think we got a little bit more than that.
Oh yeah, more than that. Actually,
with what's been happening in wildcards, it's hard not to be excited not only for the main event in M6, but also for the MPLs that are going to be happening all across the world. I think there's going to be a much bigger spotlight when that happens.
We were able to talk to Apex 47, and we have a quote from him. So now you're looking on the screen on the M6 wildcard from Apex 47. The competition in MTC was already challenging for us, and seeing such strong opponents in the wildcard further shook our confidence. We weren't sure if we could win the match, which made us feel even more emotional in the end. And this is something crazy. The pressure is so high, even the players will not know what the outcome is going to be. We've seen
we got 67%
like,
in chat so far saying ULF will win.
People, like, everyone from every region stepped up way faster.
That's what I like to see.
I mean, there has been an acceleration in terms of competitiveness across the regions, but this is coming from an M representative. He's been here for a while.
They're the faces of Turkey.
They're the faces of Turkey. And I mean, yes, their juniors in S2G used to be under them, but now overtaking them, it really is a wake-up call for all the veterans out there. You really got to be on top of your game before you're overtaken.
Something that I gotta say, looking at how they've been performing, I'm very much excited to see how S2G can perform. But now we gotta talk about the players that will be on stage for today. Oh, Hanar, we got Sunshine, Apex 47, Rosa, TNZ, and Alien. And I gotta say, everyone from the roster again, we got to look at Rosa but TNZ as well. We see how emotional he is in the game. I want to see him bringing 200% here today.
I don't know whether or not 200% is
Yeah,
going
we'll
to
see
be
if they can
enough,
do it,
especially
but
against their
you're
opponents.
gonna
But
have
I'm looking
tough
towards Sunshine's
competition
side,
ahead of
right?
them.
We know that they can play the earlier stages of the game, but when it drags out a
I
little
made the
too
mistake
long,
of just
flexibility
picking
in the calls,
RRQ
you need to depend
just because
on
I've
your
watched
late game
them more.
carry, and Sunshine is supposed to be that guy.
And
And
Apex
Celio
47
was like,
is
nope.
the rock. They say when he shouts,
We ain't
they
doing
all
that.
get motivated. But now we gotta look at Incilio, the new challengers here. We got Don't, Lovely, Reaper, Justinian, as well as Maniac. If we talk about Rosa, we gotta talk about Reaper.
Yep.
Reaper has been making those plays, making the play of the day, the Kadea play of the day. No matter what hero he uses, either the Aurora, the Valentina, heck, the Valentina looks like a Lu Yi. This guy is amazing.
Really, really nasty stuff. We've seen him steal Lords and honestly make really crucial plays for his team to let them bounce back in a game that almost seems unwinnable. For me, my highlight, it's going to be Justinian. After yesterday, what we saw and his micro mechanics, I think he's got what it takes to be part of some of the best junglers, but right now, it's about the play style of the team. It's too slow, and I
Dude,
think
slots
those
over
mechanics
here
are
is
wasted in
rough.
these small opportunities.
You don't see a lot of highlights, but again, Maniac, man, you gotta look at Maniac, the way that he sets up, the way that he's a front line for the team. I gotta say, he still hasn't shown the Arlet yet. The Arlet is one of his signatures.
All right.
But that
did the
Thamos,
draft
man,
now.
Yeah.
it's so tanky. I'm like, when are you going down?
His timings on Vengeance, as well as popping the Thamos, all right at the perfect second, especially when he's in the middle of the fight. Really, he knows how to obtain attention. It's like he has a taunt without having an inbuilt kit taunt.
Well, now going up against Ulfnar is going to be difficult for him. If he can actually execute it against them, then I gotta say he has probably made his mark and put a target on his back going to the Swiss stage. It's between these two teams, and this is one of those situations you could have wished more teams for the wild card can go to the Swiss stage, man.
It's
I
true.
feel like it's not just us, but after a few days spending time with the teams, it's like, oh, you want all of them to be here, you know?
Hey, it's sounding like a growing attachment to these
Yeah.
teams here. It's tough to see one of these teams not make it into the main event itself. And personally for me, I'm looking as well Maniac as well as
Hit the
Alien.
mic
Because
round.
right now,
Yeah.
I think the draft is so heavily dependent on these two particular EXP laners. I think getting Alien that show is really, really nice. But at times, even when you put him on something like an Edith, he can make things work, but not as effectively when you don't have the playmaking capabilities.
I agree when you say the EXP is not looking all that great, because right now it's essentially two roams, right?
Yep.
It's just that one of your roamers are actually grabbing minions. But now we're going into the draft phase. In the decider match. Ulfnar going up against Incilio. Best of 5. This will be the decider. Who goes to the M6 main
All right, we got a
stage?
Fanny ban,
Incilio
Eve
will be
ban.
first pick. Ulfnar will be second. Fanny, as well as Eve, has been banned out by Incilio.
See what
Ulfnar
else.
banning out that Hilda, as well as the Jushin.
It's going to be permabanned here. Hilda is probably never going to see the light of day. Same
Hilda,
goes for Jushin, Yves along
pretty
those lines, the
simple
same as Fanny,
bans.
but there's also one more. The chip has been either a give or a take. I know that Incilio doesn't heavily prioritize it as much, but we've seen Ulfnar first phase usually gets rid of it at the end.
It's crazy, Gideon, but in a few hours, just a few hours, these teams can pick something new. I feel like
Hello.
Incilio had
Okay.
more time.
Okay.
Between them and Ulfnar, they had more time. So, not saying they were hiding strats, but maybe in the few hours after their game, up until today, maybe they picked up on the chip. Maybe they pick up on a different hero that could surprise us today. Because again,
Aurora
usually
ban?
best 5, the first game is the one that you can really pull off that cheese.
Okay, if I were to put my money on a hero
What do
that
they
could
do
maybe
here,
shake
guys?
things up, based on what we've seen in the past couple of days, I would say maybe a Granger.
I would agree.
Because if we're expecting a Farsa, what outranges that Farsa?
Oh yeah, the Granger.
Exactly. A way to kind of set up for your team. It has inbuilt slow when it connects, but it's all depending on how the teams move around the map. High loss ban
Alright,
as well as the
one
Matilda
ban.
ban. Interesting.
Okay.
Chip,
Or
wide out in
not
the
long,
open.
Matilda.
I was about to say Gato and Kacha as well. Just with one pick,
Gato
you're
first pick.
already challenging Rosa. I got a Gato Kacha. Do you dare to pick up the Farsa? Just with that one pick, you basically deny that pick. So now, Ulfnar is more looking at the likes of the Valentina, the Aurora, the Vexana. nothing like a Farsight that the Gato Kacha can disrupt.
I feel like the Valentina makes a lot of sense, but even more so, just get it out of the hands of Apex 47. We've seen him hard carry games on a Roam Gatot, doing so much more in that game itself that I think anybody can understand that taking it out of his hands is just more than enough. At this point, do they want to start threatening the jungle side? I feel like at this point, nothing is really set in stone. It's pretty flexible for Incilio, but instead, they're going to go with the initial flex pick and as well as lock in an early Harith.
I feel like this Harith is more of a comfort because they're really looking at Bruno and Harith. Both these heroes control the gold lane so much, they ask for respect. They ask for the rotation from the opposing side to come to the lane. If not, the opposing gold laner is going to get bullied. And if I find it interesting, as we're looking at the wild cards, Suyo and Alpha, they're good picks. But they're not super prio at this point because the Nolan, that Nolan has been a problem.
Bruno,
and now the Suyo has been picked as well as the Bruno. We talk about Bruno, we talk about Harith, lane oppressors, and now the Louis picked up. But before that, we got a fun fact here. Harith boasts an impressive 89% win rate.
What do they pick?
8 games, 8 wins in 9 games.
That is a very good stat to follow. Honestly, I thought that maybe Bruno was a little bit closer in that particular section, but probably the frequency of Bruno being played does affect its overall win rate. Now, looking at the first 3 picks coming in from both sides, it's understandable that Osprey is like, okay, we got to get rid of the Vexana. Just chuck it out there.
Something that's very much interesting. This hero is not in the meta, which kind of makes Louis a little bit stronger, where before it is, people pick up the Novaria for that vision to see where the Louis is coming from. Banning on the Vexana, I don't see a Novaria coming up, but now we got to think about what Ulhanar really wants, because you only have 2 bans here for Incilio. They're banning on the Tigreal. They're not aiming for the jungler because there's so many that's still open. Even the Joy. We haven't talked about the Joy, but the Joy is impressively strong.
Very, very good. I mean, people have mixed opinions about Joy because is it really an early game hero, but it definitely hits hard late, so maybe you punish it in the early, but at the same time, it's got enough base damage to stop it. So I think that it's undecided and requires a little bit more testing, and especially with a high-stakes match, I don't think they're going to touch it just yet.
Yeah. So right now, I feel like, based on the game so far in the wild card, Ulfanar might really want that Nolan. So I really want to see if Incilio respects that or ban out the Alpha, or just like, we can't predict it. We're not going to let either of those go. And the Tigreal, by the way, indicates that they probably think that this Cho is going to the hands of Alien.
I think it's a good read because most of the time we do see Alien being the main guy who picks up the Cho. Throughout the past couple of years, 90% of the time actually. Incilio, on the other hand, after getting rid of the Tigreal, you think they're going to go for another support ban? I mean, they've already pinched it so hard at this point. And Matilda's already banned on the Ulfandar side.
You are facing a cluster.
Interesting.
Blue.
Fulvius is still open, to be fair.
That's true, that's true. Right now,
Blue Edith,
you already have
last
the gold
bans.
laner as well as the mid.
Final draft phase.
I
Here
feel
we go.
like with the bans, you're not fooling anyone where this show is going, so it won't be that punishing to pick up your jungler right now. But if they want to keep this up, then maybe pick up the roamer / EXP here. It looks like they're showing Hayabusa. One of the heroes that we haven't talked about, but honestly, Hayabusa, in terms of games so far, whether it ranked games or professional play, has been very, very impressive, especially in the games that Hilda is not present.
I mean, especially with no early game disruption, it makes sense
does
to fight the back line. They could go for the clean, but it felt like Incilio was setting up
maybe a
for
few
the
more
focus in
than
the first place,
other
right?
jungles
They've already
and
locked
stuff.
in the Gatot, so they only can decide.
I guess it comes down to who plays it. Valentina
Arlet
and
getting
Arlon.
picked up here, as well as the Valentina. I gotta say, a lot of mid-range damage as well as crowd control here from Incilio. Looking at their draft,
not a bad
they want to
draft.
fight. They have the capability to fight. It's quite even when it comes to the damage as well as crowd control. And right now, in terms of catching the back line, Ulhanar, they have a lot of options here.
This will be
They got
interesting.
the Cho, they got the Louis, they got the Hayabusa. I want to see if Incilio, they want to move forward or be careful and actually cover all the flanks here, because they have a very aggressive lineup. At the same time, they got to play a little bit defensive when it comes to the draft that Ulfanar is showing.
They need. I think that Ulfanar needs to show something that can actually force
See
it
who
out
is
of them. I think in
restreaming.
Phobius,
Got
the choke could still go into that
Mirko,
section. But in terms of subversion,
DJY.
it's a little tough unless you're talking about a Grok
Mobile
that
Legends,
open up a map.
Bang,
But yes, they go
Mobile
finally
Legends,
for
Bang,
the Phobius
North
at the very end
America,
here. I'm expecting
MLBB
Alien to get
esports.
deep into enemy lines to force out maybe the final slash. Maybe
Sure to
get
check all
Valentina
those
to
guys
commit a
out.
couple of dashes before we see the all-in.
Ulfanar, they hide it until the very
that's
last
it
pick,
that I
showing that
follow.
this show is going to the roam. But looking at the mid duo, I'm already saying I feel like it's going to be a lot of trading. I'm not so sure if it will actually trade into a kill. I feel like it's just going to slow each other down.
I mean, as much as I want to believe let's slow each other down, look at the compositions, right? Both looking to team fight, but Ulfanar wants the skirmish for sure.
And right now, we're about to jump into the first game in Celio, going up against Ulfanar, the decider match. The winner goes to the Swiss stage. Winner fights against BTK. But before all that happens, they got to work it out. They got to win this one as we jump into the Land of Dawn for game number 1.
Good luck to both of our
Let's
teams here.
go.
This is going to be a best of 5 to remember here at the finals of the wild cards. A Swiss stage slot open for one of them. Incilio on the blue side up against Ulfhundar on the red. Justinian going to be starting on his purple buff with TNZ on his orange. Same side of the map, probably heading towards the gold.
Yeah, so far every rotation, not a lot of variety here. Everyone starts on that EXP and then moving towards that goal. We heard from Zia from BTK that here it looks like a lot of people are fighting for that gold crab, and really it's just about getting that first item, especially on your jungler.
Saying
Whether it be a
INS,
War Axe, whether it be a
okay.
Counter-Strike, it's very much impactful for you guys
I
as
see.
well in terms of impact from the 18th of November to the 29th of December. Make sure you guys complete
I
all
picked,
active tasks to reach level 75.
ULA.
A lot of goodies are for you guys at home. Claws, Battle League 1,
3-1.
MC Glory, Avatar Border,
But I also
Boxia's
picked
Battle
him to
Emo,
play
Special Skin,
RRQ.
Boxia, Dauntless Shield for free,
Celio
and
beat
much
RRQ,
more.
so you might be right.
Engagement here.
See,
He's going to
see.
hit forward. We're expecting first blood to happen.
There's
But
a little
Apex Force
skirmish
has to
here.
play a strong game. Good should
Ooh,
Poe to
Apex
minimize
barely
the
getting away.
damage. But TNZ not using the Oki shadow kill.
This is what I was looking at when I'm looking at the mid duo. They have a lot of poke. They have a lot of way to deal the damage, but not really a way to execute, not a way to finish it up. So I feel like both teams, they're just going to be slowing each other down, poking damage here and there.
Do you think there's an opportunity for TNZ to go for the Sky Piercer this time? I know that's not his favorite item to go for.
I played like
and I
2 or
know
3
that he
Brunos
generally
earlier.
likes to
and
play a
it
little bit
just
more
sucked.
for the damage in the later stages of the game rather than that execute
Especially
threshold.
if they're
Something
drawing
tells
like
me after
crit.
what happened yesterday, TNZ was very emotional. I feel like for the first game, he wants to get momentum. He wants to
Alright,
get his
first turtle, here we go.
confidence. So I feel like he's going for a more standard build, and if he feels more confident as
So
the
far,
series goes on,
INS
then he'll
has
build Sky Piercer.
Hold on,
300.
Apex 47 already chunking out Justinian
Oh,
to with
yeah,
just 10%
400
of his
gold lead,
HP. This
300.
should be all the final
That's
slash,
worth
hitting
it.
2 with a flicker, and now Alien gets into the middle of the fight. Rosa is able to secure the turtle in time. His first blood,
Rosa
achieve
does
10Z
get
goes
it
down
for
with the help of the
Ulfundar,
Valentina.
but
Perfect
Incilio's
purify
gonna go ahead
from
and
Reaper
take
to
a
deny
kill.
Alien the chase.
Well, that in a way answers the question. I kind of feel like Sky Piercer, maybe not for this game. Wait a little bit for him to get more confident, but it's a good thing that Rosa was able to secure that turtle. But for me personally, 1 kill for 1 turtle, I would call that an even trade. I wouldn't say either or has won that one.
Yeah, so far we haven't seen
Alright, let's
much
see if
of
they do
momentum
anything in this
really
style.
being generated. It's still a 50-50 at this point of time.
Well, maybe
I'm
not.
trying to see
Mid,
whether the side
mid.
lanes are generating any
Ooh,
kind of effects,
alright.
if not some show of dominance. But the fact that we see that Maniac was able to actually keep up with Alien in that fight, I think that the EXP is more evenly matched than I thought.
Yeah, and looking at the lane bullies,
Dip
both
me
Harv
off
as
your
well
guys'
as Bruno,
ears.
they're playing very safe. If you're looking at a mini-map, they're playing around the bushes a little bit more. They're really not showing their face because they basically want to ask who wants to make the first move.
It kind of feels like the EXP and gold rotations
Exactly.
have kind of inversed, right? Now they're going to be a lot more chill in the gold lane when it used to be highly just push it out, rotate towards mid, get that second wave, and then come back.
Right now, honestly, between both teams, I feel like Incilio does have the better opportunity to set something up because even though Alien will rotate faster compared to Maniac, once Maniac has that flicker, he can initiate something. Compared to the Povias of Alien, he can initiate, but in a way, he will put himself in so much danger that it might not look good.
Well, to be fair, Incilio does have the better quote-unquote counter-engage, right? I think that Ulfandar, if they want to generate momentum, their execution must be clean, but we haven't seen a sudden rotation, right? The diversion hasn't been deployed yet by Rosa.
Yeah,
I mean,
feel
I
like
get what
this
he
is
means,
more about
but
waiting for those items
still feel
because
like
they want to make
ULF
sure
was
that
a
if
pretty
they
good
go
shot
for something,
here.
they actually have enough damage. The Reaper took a lot of damage. Hey,
Flicker! Nicely done by Apex. 47, making sure that he's not wasting any time. Also getting the Purify out of Reaper as well.
Yep, and now the turtle is looking very good for Ulhanar. Lovely, taking quite a bit of damage.
He's trying his best here. Maniac can technically push Apex 47 back, but he's not the priority target. It looks like they want to focus on TNZ for now. Give up this neutral objective. Incilio will not be able to control this space.
Yeah, but right now it's a very big advantage for Ulhanar because they got two turtles. They were able to get first blood, and now it's on Incilio if they want to fight back.
Justinian is going to get hit first, but Alien is always part of these neutral fights. Rosa considering options to send his team and deploy them, but they can't read where exactly Incilio is going to be.
I feel like now that Enchanted Talisman has been built by Rosa, it feels battle ready. Now if you want to go for a fight, he can reset up for his yin-yang reaction to make sure that he can actually lock people in.
Opening up the map here, already using his quad shadows, and Lovely is going to expose all
Lovely's
three members coming in
deep.
from Moonton. Final Slash coming through from Alien's side. GOA is going to be deployed, but no, it gets canceled just in time. Alien is able to flicker out of there, sending another one. Shunpo, oh, it still clips him at the very end.
Apex 47
might just be going down, and the yin-yang reaction comes out too late.
Unfortunately, we can see the damage is not there yet. TNT just got the Hunter Strike, and now he wants to go on Reaper, but the Shadow did not connect onto him. So now we can see Incilio does do a little bit more damage, either just better targeting or better
Alright, they
placement.
might have to play this smart.
Either ways, right now, I feel like it's still 50-50 for
They
both
don't,
teams.
they're
Neither
probably
idiot
screwed.
is really taking the risk here. Both teams, it looks like they want to fight for Lord. It's like a gentleman's agreement. Let's get our items and see who has the better mid game.
It's an arms race, right? Build up as many items as possible. Ooh, Apex 47 trying to open up the map here with the help of Alien. Sunshine is nearby. I don't know if he wants to be part of this. Final Slash comes up to Alien's side. He's going to be going down so fast, and Don't is able to secure the kill. That's actually huge for Incilio.
Huge, and a mistake coming in from Alien. He wanted to open the map. He wanted to get vision. Apex 47 could do it. He has a lot of dashes. The Phobias, however, doesn't have a lot. And now 1v1.
Oh, the Oki Shadow kill comes on through, and TNC plays it perfect, making sure that he's not utilizing that last Shadow. GOA is already be coming out, kicked underneath the turret. Final Slash unable to bail him out, and Apex 47 gets
I mean, they're
to
definitely
live.
trying.
And two
You gotta give
separate
'em
fights,
that.
both top side of the map and the bottom side of the map. Both have been won by Ulhanar. And
feel
now
like
Incilio, they're
maybe
looking like they
Incilio
want to
is,
have more aggression here.
kinda
Looking
rushed
at Don't,
this
doing
year.
quite a lot of damage onto Sunshine.
Oh, they
Oh,
spot him
it's ended.
out!
Oh,
Maniac
shit.
is going to get locked
He's
down here. Nothing he can do. Can't even throw out the Final Slash in time.
Everything
Do
is
they-
won
do
by
they go for Don't?
Ulhanar here. They got a kill, they
No,
got a
they
turtle,
don't.
and now they got to take some objectives here. They got to take structures down to have more control of the jungle. This is where you try to slow down Justinian, Reaper, as well as Lovely.
Okay, do you think that invading the jungle is more important than the structural damage? Because
Structure better.
structures are better?
Especially the mid.
Especially the mid, because here we go. The first diversion coming out for the side for Incilio. GOA is going to be coming out towards Little Wanderer's side, and Alien is deep in the mix. Don't is trying to get on out of there. Revitalize
shit.
already used, and Alien goes down once again as the mid-tier 1 collapses.
Homie
Hey,
needs
I
to
would say
back up
that's
a little
worth
bit.
it, man.
Oh,
But now,
oh, it's going to be knocked up. Sunshine with no
Uh-oh.
Purify is in a lot of troubles. The way the
There's
strike
another
goes
one.
straight onto Arlon. Sunshine ends up
Maniac
trading
goes
out
down,
regardless
Sunshine
as
follows,
Don't
okay.
hits his second
It's
item
kinda
power
going back
spike.
and forth right
that
now.
was good reaction coming in from Incilio, making sure that
Bruno just picks
Ulhanar
up
don't
the
get things for free. They
Berserker
still have
Fury,
1.3k
gonna get
gold
more
lead ahead,
critical hit
but
damage.
in this state of the game, it's still
And
manageable.
critical hit
The fact that
chance.
Incilio is showing that they can fight back is good.
Lovely little
Apex
poke
47
on
gets
Apex.
tilted up here as another tier 1 on the top side going to fall into the hands of Incilio.
Hype is
Phantom attack is
clearing
going to be
bottom
really
lane,
important here for Incilio if they
while
want to
everyone
still
else is
maintain
up
some
top.
form of aggression against Ulfandar when the Lord ends up coming around.
I looked at the items, and so far, everyone is even Stevens, especially TNZ as well as Justinian. Even though Justinian is 2-1 and 2, TNZ is 1-1 and 1, and both having 2 items, working on the third one.
30 seconds
so
to
far,
Lord.
looking at the power scale here, both
So
are looking
far,
very, very good, especially when we
ULF
look at Incilio
has
having more than enough damage to
all
take down Alien,
neutral
to take down
objectives.
Apex 47, but Alien's got to calm down a little bit, but because if he overextends too much, you're going to get to the point of the game where Alien is very, very much needed for those neutral objectives like the Lord. If he keeps on having this kind of habit, it might be more difficult for Ulnar to establish proper map control.
Hope y'all having a good day, good evening, good
Depends,
night,
right? I
whatever
feel
it
like
is,
him going and slowing down his
you
opponents
are.
when they are trading structures is a very good
Hope
idea
it's going
if he survives. He is going to eventually build up to a Thunderbelt anyway, so he wants to get involved.
Either ways, right now, the Lord has spawned here. Sunshine Tree 1-0. Rosa 0-0 and 3, now having the glowing one as well. So when the healing comes in from Lovely, he can actually
starts the
handle
Lord
it a little bit
and
more
who
compared
actually
to
gets
before.
it.
Let's not forget about Justinian as well as Maniac. Both have inbuilt ways of sustainability. And you can see that the Cold War now continues. It's a battle of information, right? Once the full formation has been shown, I'm expecting Lovely to look for an engagement.
Oh, look at Reaper. Using the diversion. Rosa doesn't see it.
Ooh, maybe a little too late, unfortunately. Tries to go for the empowered auto, just not enough to reach.
Lovely
No
going
setup
in.
as well, but they do have full control over the Lord
Hey,
pit.
nice starts Lord.
Rosa is looking for a diversion play here, but maybe they're gonna forget about it as the Lord is low.
Oh, they tried. Joey does connect, but it's going to be
too.
Justinian who secures the Lord. Rosa finds the trade as Justinian
Maniac
takes down
and
Apex 47. Alien needs to chase the Infernal Pursuit right
Lovely
on top of Reaper. He can do this no problem, and he's going to bring Sunshine to his side. They have split the Incilio battle line in half as finally Reaper goes down.
As
Good
well.
news, bad news. Incilio got the Lord. Bad news, they
Incilio
almost
got
got
the Lord,
wiped
but they
out.
lose
Even
4
Justinian was zoned away by the
whole.
by the mid laner, man.
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, Justinian's
Here's
not
my
built
guy.
any MR. That yin-yang reaction
The
is
score
lethal to him.
is 6
Oh yeah, and right now,
to
Ulnar, they
9.
deal with the Lord
Ilfindor
absolutely
is
no
up
problem.
at
9 kills
10.5
to 6.
minutes
Ulfindor is controlling
with
the
a
map very,
3.5K
very well,
gold
and they're
lead.
not overextending. They're making sure they're handling their waves, trying to make sure that they crash all together.
It feels like these 5v5s are split into 2 separate fights. It's going to be the engagers looking for each other's backlines, and the question is who is able to regroup first before they go for the full wipeout.
Looking at the goal difference, it's really the side lanes, both gold lane as well as EXP. A lot more gold difference there when you're looking at Ulhanar compared to all the other roles. This does show some form of dominance from the side lane, which now translates, oh, Maniac looks like he's not gonna get kicked, but...
Oh, the final slash does connect, but Apex 47 still walks out. The Zaman Force is going to be a very big deterrent. He is 5-1 and 2. Ryoe is going to connect onto Rosa's side, but no follow-up from Incilio.
Yep. However, Sunshine did use that Purify. TNZ is waiting on the flanks here. Don't know if he really wants to be there. Right now, looking at players head-to-head for the gold laner. Everything so far is looking good for Sunshine, especially the average KDA being one entire point up.
Wait, did they just miss it? Yeah, the TP does come through initially, and it's going to be Justinian who's getting out of the Apex 47 now. He's going to have to pay for his sins. Incilio, their group up is working out against Ulfindor.
I feel like that plan was a little bit half-cooked. They understood plan A. Like, how do you set up? Okay, we roughly understand, but what's the follow-up? What's going to happen after we send him there? Especially because Incilio, I'm pretty sure they saw it coming.
Probably walk by the bush here. Kenzie and the rest of the team is going to be clearing up that mid-tier 1, making sure that that structure holds strong to make sure that their entire jungle, and especially that purple buff, is going to be kept safe.
Despite having 3,000 goal lead, Incilio is actually holding their own very, very well. Looking at the items here, looking at Dawn, especially Bruno, having the Hospital as well as the Malefic Gun, makes it so that he can join the fight and he's able to make sure that he can deal damage safely.
Keep him on their toes.
Apex 47 has been opening up the map effectively, and finally they get the kick towards Maniac's side. No way to try and bail him out of there as Apex 47
away,
Tienzi comes in.
Oh,
wow,
Reaper
Sunshine
goes
able
down.
to pop Reaper, no issues whatsoever. And Alien continues with the Infernal Pursuit. They finally disengage, but you can clearly see if it's a clean engagement and a good pickoff, Ulfindor will find at least one.
We gotta see how Harif has been winning 8 out of 9 games. That burst damage is absolutely lethal. At this point, TNZ just got to worry about hitting those retributions, because when it comes to the damage, Sunshine's got it.
And he's stepping up big time, even dropping the Zaman Force early to zone them out. The final flash connecting on nobody. This free Lord falls into the hands of Ulfindor.
Incilio, they got to think about how to engage here, because Maniac so far has had beautiful final slashes, but again, doesn't result in anything so far.
4.5K gold lead.
He's mad, stolen away
3
the
kills
buff as well after
That's 2 more
taking the Lord to
turrets
rub salt
and
into the wound. The 4.9K so far for Ulfandar, but what does Incilio need to turn this around? Because I feel like they're already struggling to commit to just Alien, because once that final slash is done, they don't really have much disengage other than the GOA.
If we're looking at creativity here, if somehow Reaper is able to take away the diversion,
Do they go in?
get an angle onto Sunshine, that could be an avenue that they could explore. However, I feel like it's easier said than done. The more realistic one is try to get Sunshine by someone baiting him out.
I mean, they need to get that Purify, that pesky Purify out of him first, right? If not, a lot of the counter engage is just ineffective because it's heavily around CC and not damage.
Lovely or Maniac, someone's got to make the call. Someone needs to be that sacrifice. Put your body on the line to expose Ulfandar, and then everyone has to fight back. The problem is they don't have a lot of control here.
But now the taunt's coming out from Lovely. They know that it's down. This is going to be a free inhibitor. The Lord still with 60% of its health. They're looking for all three.
Trying to see what they can get away with.
Going to be coming out from Lovely. Try and slow this down. Taunt's on out of there as TNT looks for Justinian at the same time. Final slash connects on towards 2. Sunshine does not have his Purify anymore. Checkpoint mark 1. And now they just need, what? They have 80 seconds to find a fight against Sunshine.
For Ulfandar, right now, I got to say, their best defense is their offense. Every single time we see Incilio try to move forward, the damage coming in from the Harif basically tells them, no, you can't. It's too much. Even Lovely, every single time you see the way that he engages, he jumps in with the Avatar of the Guardian and then immediately dashes back. He doesn't dash forward. He doesn't look for a target. And now TNT goes in just to get that cheeky mid-hitter, and it goes back.
Love it. Love it. BMI's quad shadows, it can all be utilized. A good call for Ulfandar. Now, with 2 missing inhibitors, Incilio is going to have a lot of trouble because the Lord is spawning on the bottom side of the map, so the long lanes are exposed.
Soon, it's going to be all or nothing. Wait for Revitalize. Wait for the flicker on Maniac. Lovely, go in. Whatever happens, happens. Maniac, try to get a good angle, control the Harry, and then everyone just jumps in. Because it is coming to that point. You only have 1 inhibitor left. The Lord is coming up soon. Find an opportunity, because if you don't, you already got to think about game number 2.
All right, we got
I mean, the high ground defense isn't the best as well. The final slash does come out, but don't worry, it has a very short cooldown.
All but
10 seconds from this point onwards. The next Lord to spawn, and I mean, he's pushing waves here. Ulfandar just showing how much that the macro is important, just to cause more and more problems for Incilio.
Lord has
one of the problem is the one that really can handle the side lanes.
Who can make it happen?
So far, Alien going to be chunked down to 50% of his HP here. Rosa's got to be really careful as Genzi is trying to bait out motions coming in from the side of Incilio's side. They know that even if they rush the Lord, it's just not worth their time. They got to be worried about their base.
Oh yeah, having the mid lane as well as top inhibitor being down, super minions will spawn. It's unfortunate. Mid lane, you can handle that, but having the top lane inhibitor going down and the Lord being at the bottom side of the map, your long lane is going to be very difficult for you to handle.
So when he says the long lane, that's
showing his face as well, reminding them the moment you guys look too deep into the Lord, your base is going to be gone.
This is so interesting because Ulfandar had an opportunity to try and bait something out here, but Alien going to try his best, trying to maintain control of that bottom side. As we see TNT already forcing out Justinian. Winter Crown is straight into the fast item swap of the Immortality. He's not going to have any utility items for this upcoming fight.
Oh yeah, this is not going to feel good. And now Justinian having that Rolls gold meter to be able to deal with TNZ. Because right now TNZ doesn't have to have a good KDA. He just, hold on. Rosa losing 75% of his HP as TNZ wants a little bit more. Find Justinian. There you go. The Retribution has already been thrown out. TNZ is going to keep on rushing him down. And Lovely is going to lose his Immortality as TNZ takes down Reaper, no problem. GOA not even going to come out as the TP comes through. They are looking to try and stop Justinian from recalling it. Rosa checking bush by bush as the base is wide open, and Ulfandar tries to end this game with their honestly, a 5-man advantage here as Lovely and Reaper are currently down. In Celio, they had split decisions there. We can definitely see they're sending Squad A and Squad B. 2 of you guys try to get a flank, get the kill. The others try to control Ulfandar. It looks like whatever forces that they sent was not enough. And now Ulfandar with 6,000 gold lead here. Maniac. Oh no! Oh my goodness! He's able to get the Oki Shadow kill off in time, and they also secure the Lord as they take out Justinian.
Man, that was too close for comfort there.
I mean, good try, good try. Justinian could have gotten the Lord, could have maybe even gotten some kills, and then that could have turned things around. But now, looking at Encilio, you got to worry about this. Their wave clear is not the best. And Ulhanar, they've shown that they can initiate the fights a little bit better, especially with that choke.
Yeah,
you notice that both of these teams, a lot of it is just feinting their opponent, right? Look on this side, we're trying to take down your front line, but instantly attacking your back line. I mean, we've seen it so many times, but it happens so often in wildcard compared to MPLs where we've seen them kind of brute force their way through.
Okay, looks like an instant replay will happen, but we gotta look at the base here because the base, the Lord's coming in, but no. Looking at the base.
Bank Zipper as there already is. Gio is going to come through. Revitalize not going to be enough as the damage is more than what he can take. And Sunshine is just cutting through the front line. Jumping in the back line with the help of the Salmon Force. They go straight for the base, but they're running out of minions to work with. Apex 47 still pummeling the Crystal as Wolfendar take game 1.
And taking it with confidence. They are forcing out damage Encilio. Encilio saw what happened in game number 1, and now it's on them to respond. Are they gonna let Ulhanar to essentially get match point, or will they equalize it?
I mean, they have to try and equalize it here. I think that Encilio definitely understand that their composition didn't have that high ground defense that they were hoping for. It's definitely looking towards mid-game to power spike against them, but it's a little too tough, right? I mean, we saw what happened, especially once those structures started to fall. That's when you expect to see Wolfendar speed up the game.
In game number 1, we can see Ulhanar, they have the willingness to pick up the Harif very, very early, understanding that it could probably fight against the Bruno, but we see that basically it's a dead lane. Nothing really happens there. It's just farming, no form of aggression. So in a way, they've already showed a little bit of their hand. They want to win at least the gold lane to ensure that the game doesn't go out of control.
But also, I'm noticing that at least for Wolfendar, the way that they're managing, specifically the Lord, they're looking for these fights more often than taking the advantage of that extra, you know, the empowered minions, the Lord itself, to get structural damage against their opponents. They're looking for something that's a little bit more permanent as the game goes on.
It's very interesting that we saw Reaper using the Valentina to try to use the diversion against Ulhanar, but it doesn't really work out. I kind of feel like going up against Louis, if you have a little bit more range, it makes it much more easier for you to have that poke damage, because in terms of control, I gotta say, having damage from long range, either coming for your marksman or your mid laner, having both would really help you get control of the map, because your tanks, your EXP laners, they can open up the map for sure, but if the damage doesn't get to the target, it kind of doesn't matter.
And I think, you know, the worst part about it is you never really want to open up a bush, but standing side by side to your tank, because that could go terribly wrong with you really, really quick. But let's look at the post-game item build here real quick. Walk me through this, LaFell, because again, I'm noticing specifically from Sunshine, he loves doing this. Sells his boots eventually, and then goes straight into the lightning truncheon to have that extra bit of burst.
I mean, it's not just burst, but also the splash damage as well. I feel like the splash damage really helps out Ulhanar to make sure that Rosa feels like Rosa is doing much more damage, because sometimes you just need that a little bit more. And the thing is, even if you get a kill, it's fine. As long as you're pushing your opponents away from the neutral objectives, it's all good. Because look at how Sunshine plays. Very, very aggressively. The moment he sees someone, either he's going for a turret, either he's going for a Lord, he opens up the Zaman Force, immediately throwing out all the damage. Basically, he's playing this gold lane like an EXP.
It's a good way of looking at it, actually. But notice that Alien not even bothering to go for the Thunderbelt, right? It feels like he wants to rotate out of the map rather than just interact with the Arlet most of the time, building full tank. Despite that, he's still doing relevant damage.
I feel like he understands his job in this game. It's not really to apply pressure when it comes to the damage or even the slow. It's just to be a nuisance. I just want to be in between all of you so that you don't pay attention to Sunshine or Rosa. And I gotta say, that worked out really, really well, because Bruno, you can only hit one guy. And if that guy takes a long time to be taken down, more often than not,
some of these builds.
Bruno is gonna go down first. So I feel like not going for the Thunderbelt, going straight onto pure defense, making it difficult for the Bruno to kill him, that's a good choice.
Hey,
Even in his
Lucy, what's
emblems,
going
right,
on?
taking the Brave Smite, very,
Appreciate
very
you
good
swinging in.
idea. And despite all of that, look at his damage, 41 in comparison to Maniac at 29, and honestly keeping pretty
Hope you had a good
close to a
day.
full damage Suyo as well.
Yeah, looking at Sunshine and Rosa as well, doing close, identical damage here, both really
Streaming,
showing up. And considering that Sunshine is
game
a
that
single
we
target
got,
hero,
but-
though having that
oh,
lightning truncheon
well,
makes you
got
feel like he
this
has a little
play.
bit more AoE than he really has. Really is impressive on this Hive here, where Rosa can attack 4 or 5 people
Can't
at
tell
the same
Lighthouse
time.
fell asleep.
I think that as this game is going to
snoring
progress,
in the background.
I need to pay attention to both Apex 47 as well as Lovely. It feels like Lovely is trying to mirror Apex 47's movements so far, and I gotta give to him. His Cho was real nice, opening up the maps and almost guaranteeing Maniac to throw out that final slash.
Now we got to look at the MVP
One
of
ULF,
this game. The
so-
first game of this best of 5 is going over to Sunshine.
Remember, if you lose, you owe
70,000
me
total
$500.
damage, 8, 2, and 4.
Good.
His own flavor, having that lightning truncheon, just to make sure that there's some splash damage whenever he does dash in and deals those enhanced basic attacks.
I mean, he's doing
He's
a
like,
really
whoa,
great
whoa,
job here, and
whoa.
he's really doubling down on that initial burst. But what is the adaptation specifically for Incilio as they move on to game number 2?
I kind of feel like now you got to really focus on, if you're going to get some good poke onto the mid, some kind of finisher. You got to take them down instantly. So something a little bit more proactive coming in from Lovely. But now we're going to look at the highlights here first and look at how Sunshine, even though he was the one
Man,
that got
that was a
ganked,
good
he
play.
was the one that got the kills. And I feel like that really true an anchor inside of Incilio's plan. Is like, we want to take down Sunshine, but how? We
It
came to
almost
him
looks
and
like
we
that
gave
dude
him
just
kills.
was
That's
like,
not
"Alright,
the
go
plan,
ahead, go."
guys.
Yeah, it's never the plan. You never want that to happen, especially on a gold laner who scales like Harith. It's really tough because I feel like even Justinian trying to look for these angles onto Sunshine,
Damn.
majority of the
Way
time the
these guys
problem is that,
stack
hey,
their
he's got
moves,
Purify.
it's
If we break that
crazy.
Purify, next thing you know, Apex 47 shows up with a third hit of G Kundo into a Flicker Drea the Dragon combo.
Honestly, if we rewind back, look at the game. We talked about the difference in gold. Where was it? It was the gold and the EXP. If you look at the
Damn.
mid trio, it's more or less even.
It's
So if
fucking
I was
up.
in Celio, I would attack that mid trio. Lovely so far. My personal, how do I say this? The way that I look at him,
Okay.
he's good at helping out his team.
All
but
right,
he's not
2
good
more.
at
That's
engaging.
all we need. 2 more.
He's not the kind of player to use a Tigreal. He's the kind of player that uses a
Let's
Matilda.
go.
Someone that ensures that his team survives, not really a player that engages the fight.
That's kind of interesting because again, Enchanter style supports other than Matilda don't really feel that nice. Like Rafaela feels even worse now only because yes, I mean obviously the movement speed is great, but
Amazing.
her base HP so low. You die so easily. 2 hits are gone.
Yeah, like they got to figure something out because so
Yeah,
far I'm looking
they
at
gotta
his
figure something out.
hard engaging tanks hasn't been performing that well as compared to everything
gotta
else.
figure out,
Maniac
how
so
to
far has been
not
performing
lose.
with those
That's
front
what they gotta
lines,
figure out.
but this time it looks like he wants to be the setter, where perhaps in Celio they're trying out a style that they're not used to by having the roam as well as the EXP to start a fight when they're really good at kiting away from fights.
Yeah, I
it's
do-
like the difference in their personality
Yeah.
and the hero that they're using. But by the way, guys, for you guys at home, discover the beating heart of Kadia City, the gaming and esports district, the world's first real-life gaming hub and a beacon of gaming culture. Thank you very much, Kadia Gaming, for supporting M6 and the wildcard, and unleash unmatched gaming performance with the ROG Phone 9 Pro, a mobile masterpiece that seamlessly blends high-power
I've heard a
gaming
lot of
with a
mixed
sleek,
reviews on those
modern
phones, but
aesthetic.
I wouldn't mind having
So
it.
good. Every single
They look
time
pretty
that we
badass.
see it, we expect to see the best out of our players. But to fuel our players,
I can't wait
obviously,
for the
we're going to
next
have to shout out
couple
Hello
months.
Panda.
Well,
Fuel
next few
your
weeks will
game
be
with Hello
interesting.
Panda.
So,
Crunchy biscuit filled with
I
creamy
just got
chocolate. The
my,
ultimate snack to keep you energized. Level up your
first
day and
check
visit Hello Panda's
today
website for
for a
more.
little
By the way, they've
over
also got multiple flavors.
1K.
Oh yeah, so far every one of them
Then
hits
I need
hard.
about
Going back to the game, I
another
kind of feel like figure out how you play and
1.2K.
draft around it, where it's
Bro.
kind of like they're going for the meta, but the meta doesn't really suit
Someone
them.
else.
I don't know, it's tough because we've seen a lot of teams come into not only the wildcards, but even previous M series, where if the meta strays away from them, they will try to play around a couple of players who suit the meta and then build their comp
actually be able to get
Either
ahead
ways,
on bills and
I
get some
feel
stuff
like
paid
get
off.
some kind of comfort for Lovely. That's it. Because so far, Lovely, looking at the KDA, looks very good, and he played a Gato catch-up very, very well. But again, it's not putting pressure. I feel like that's the only issue here where Lovely couldn't apply pressure. Maybe give Maniac a different kind of hero that allows him to give pressure, because the Art is a very good setter, a very good counter engager. But so far, as we saw, it was not enough. It was not enough.
Well, I think if we're looking towards counter engage, as much as I love the Valentina, especially into the Loyi, when you start losing structural damage, and more importantly, if you are looking to play for counter engages, I think that they could look for at least a burst style mid laner. Artillery, Farsa is already coming to mind. Maybe even like Pio, just the Lilia might have been enough.
Yeah, honestly, even a Lilia would be pretty good, especially when you're going up against a mid laner that doesn't have a lot of movements, like the Louis. She doesn't have a dash. She doesn't even have
Lilia is one of my main heroes.
She has a teleport, but while she's channeling that diverge, you can just keep on attacking. And now, fun fact, as of last game, Lovely has played 8 unique heroes in 9 games, which I kind of feel like hits on my point. Lovely doesn't have that one special hero that wins games. He keeps on changing, which is good, which is very interesting for the audience, but take it for M6, man. Take it for M6. You got to bring out your best here.
You got to bring out something, your A game. If not, you got to go above and beyond. And not to mention that the meta is demanding the mid trio to be proactive, right? That's the way that we've seen the game being played thus far.
Right,
unless you get like power picks like Hilda, for an example, in the EXP lane, then it's a different story.
But let's be real. Very unlikely that Hilda to go through. And looking at the first match just now, I feel like Ulnar is showing proper respect for the Matilda. And like you said, it is. Playing in rank, you can use your Rafaela. Oh yeah, use your Estes. The Florian also is great. Yeah.
Possibly 4 more matches left.
Competitive play usually
see how
gets punished by people saying, your roamer doesn't have a lot of HP. We can do enough damage by just our mid or just by our jungler to take you down. And the problem with healer composition is, without the healer, the comp breaks apart.
That's what it comes down to.
And I think even so, the early game is kind of interesting because even if you're playing a healer comp, what do they do in the early game? You babysit a lane, you choose one guy and be like, yeah, I'm going to play around you, and try to force enough pressure to that side of the map to make your opponents respond to it. I think that right now, a lot of heroes can clear waves very effectively, even underneath their turret, that it makes it a little less valuable.
One slight mistake.
Now we're jumping straight into draft of game number 2. This game, if Ulnar wins, it will put a lot of pressure on Incilio. And again, this is their first rodeo here. We don't know how well they handle the pressure. Incilio is going to be first pick again. Ulnar will be the second, banning out the Fanny, the Eve, as well as the Luyi. Ulnar banning out the Hilda, the Jushin. And I'm guessing the Matilda
actually,
yeah, that probably would make sense. I don't see Ulnar really changing up the drafts too much. If it works, don't fix it, right? At this point, here we go. It's going to be the Matilda as expected. First pick coming in from Incilio. This needs to be a big one. I'm thinking like maybe Cho might be the way to go.
Cho would be good. I don't know.
I'm just not sure if the Cho is Lovely's kind of hero. If Maniac can use it, then yeah, take it away. Don't let Apex 47 or Alien to pick up that hero, because so far the Cho has been a mainstay for all the teams here. The Khalid was not shown in game number 1. I wonder if that's going to be a consideration here. They first pick the Valentina, which is very interesting, because if you have a Valentina, your roamer has to be incredibly aggressive. And now the Hylos gets picked up. It's going to be much more difficult for the Valentina to move forward and actually deal poke damage.
Right? At least they have access to Glorious Pathway, and then they follow it up with the Cho as well, just to keep things flexible here. Most likely going to go into the EXP once more, but that does give the opportunity for Incilio to actually pick up a Phoveus of their own. At least then. Oh yeah, or even the Harith. Actually, you know what? Take both.
Yeah. Harith, Phoveus, and then because the jungler is open, right? You can take anything here. There's only 2 bans. You don't have to worry about it too much unless they really want to play around their jungler. Yeah. Like the Nolan, you just want to speed things up a little bit. Because at this point, you have to consider that Ulnar is probably thinking the next pick is going to be a Bruno or a Harith. And then if Incilio doesn't pick it up, probably going to get banned.
Maybe. I do think that there has been a lot... they're straying away from Alpha a lot, and I think the playstyle of Alpha is actually very effective for Incilio against Ulfnar because it's very much, oh, I have early damage, so therefore I can start stealing your outside camps and then force movements across the map because of it.
Now Ulfnar, they have a choice if they do want to play the Bruno, and they pick up the Bruno, because one OG way to deal with the Harif is having something like a Melissa. But again, the Melissa, we're still unsure where she stands in the meta right now. So looking at the draft here, Ulfnar already has a very tanky composition here, having the high loss, having the Cho as well. And Celio showing up a lot of magic damage, even from Gatakacha doing a lot of magic damage. So they need a very carry-heavy jungler inside, well, in the jungle, of course. I'm still thinking of Alpha here going up against the high loss. And Ulfnar, they're showing respect against Maniac. Maniac is good with the front line. Take away the front lines.
It's a really good idea here because at the end of the day, Thamos is just the Swiss Army knife of the EXP lane. He doesn't have any bad matchups. He generally is supposed to dominate the early game no matter what matchup he's put into. And that pressure alone is going to force you to say, hey, I have to outscale you first before I can do anything.
Right now, 3 mid laners have been banned out by Coach G. Wow. The Eve, the Lu Yi, as well as the Farsa. Only one more option. Aurora, Vexana, those are the options that he can put through, and I kind of feel like both Aurora and Vexana will be able to do well against the lineup of Concilio. But hey, Rosa can go 180 degrees and then pick up, I don't know, something like a Gourd.
Tarizla.
Tarizla, man.
I'll never forget that. Never forget that. Tigreal going to be the follow-up ban. It's the final ban for the side of Ulfnar. We look back at Incilio. Oh, fast ban here, actually. Straight for the Hayabusa. Does that mean he's going to play lane? TNZ Ling?
Oh, that is going to be very, very interesting here. Looking at the draft, I don't know, man.
Now let's see
Ling going up against Bruno is going to be quite tough unless you can shut down the Bruno early, because once the Bruno already has 2 items, the Houseclaw as well as the Berserker Fury, he can manage himself. Yeah, he can turn things around.
I'm thinking deep. Maybe an Amon, something a little crazy. I mean, if they want a distribution of damage.
Don't go crazy. Alpha. Don't go crazy, right?
All right.
Alpha can deal against the high loss.
I just gotta breathe. I just gotta breathe.
Don't go crazy. Like, you still can engage. But so far, we haven't seen a lot of alphas. Wow. Okay. What I'm saying, like, he doesn't care. He can pick up whatever. Kagura was not in my list. Not in my bingo book.
It really isn't, but I think this is one of the few, I'll get into it later.
First,
let's go to the fun fact, because Maniac was originally the gold laner of the squad in MCC Season 3 until they recruited Don't from PSG.
Yeah, we lightly touched upon it earlier, but looks like the Alpha is not going to be the pickup here. They pick up the Suyo. I'm still a little bit torn about this Kagura. I love the Kagura. Arlie picked up, so essentially Incilio has the same lineup here, except instead of a Bruno, they have a Harv. So they believe in their comp, Gideon.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's just the execution.
I think so. I do think that Kagura into the Valentina matchup is kind of nice, though, because Kagura bullies the Valentina out of the lane majority of the time.
Longer range, yeah.
And let's not forget, the supports didn't really get too involved in the mid lane as often. They're very much roaming across the map, so it's left to be that 1v1 in short periods of time, 10-second bursts.
You know what? Here in the wild card, the decider match, we get to see a unique peek up here of the Kagura. This is very exciting because you will ask, is this strictly because of the Valentina, or is this a secret tech that they know that can counteract maybe against a Harith, maybe against a Gato? Like, what is the hidden interaction here?
I feel like as long as Harith is aware. Oh, a Joy too? All right, let's spice things up here for the side of Ulfnar. 2 extremely unique picks here. We haven't seen TNC just touch that Joy just yet, but again, with the Kagura, I think this could be interesting, right? Because they can technically swap places. You can go for the backline very, very easily.
We were talking about how this meta is all about bursts. Joy is very bursty.
Oh,
yeah.
Bruno is very bursty.
So good.
Dude, even the Kagura is very bursty.
I expect Genius Wands to be built here.
Oh, yeah. Like, right now, Ulfnar, they have a lot of options. They can go to the back line with the jungler as well as the mid. But if the front line is causing problems, you got the Bruno, man. Something about football It hurts.
It hurts. Let's
Yo,
start making our
Mohammed,
way into the
dude.
land of Dawn for game number 2. For those just
Western
tuning
world
in, the
people
current
are
score is
very
1-0 in
Southeast Asian,
favor of
this team.
Ulfundar. We are hoping to see maybe a 2-0, if not an equalization from Incilio.
Yep, this Kagura matchup is definitely going to be one to watch. It could make or
I
break
mean-
the team, right? Because so far, looking at Incilio, they kept their draft. They know that this draft can
think,
be executed well.
majority
Maybe
of
game
these
one,
teams
they were
are
just
Southeast
unlucky.
Asian.
Game number 2 will probably be the decider whether this draft works for them or not.
Yeah, and let's not
Or
forget,
at least most of the
for
top
Kagura, there
teams.
is some inbuilt purifies, right? So even if it does get caught by Lovely, there's a very easy way for Rosa to get out of these fights because he feels
Hope
like
you've
Rosa's
had a
getting
good day
hard
so far,
targeted
Mohammed.
between the first 1 minute to 6 minutes in the game.
If you guys log into the game,
Got
you
me good
guys will
mic.
see a lot of
Testing it
active
out.
tasks are online right now. Make sure you guys get to level 75 in the M6 pass to make sure you get all
Oh,
of the goodies. But now
shit.
Alien is taking a
Alien,
lot of damage.
run,
Oh
run.
boy, Alien still gets his Jiku no back up just in time after proxying that wave. He can go for an early recall if he wants to.
He's
unless
just
got
a
some
boy.
generate, which I don't think he has. But again, Rosa just being kept in check here by both Lovely and as well as Reaper.
Again, I
Yeah,
gotta
I got
say,
my new little,
Ulnar, their idea is slowing them
mic.
down.
I
Because
got a
look at
little
how
audio
Alien is
mixer
proxying
here.
the wave. Is
just
slowing down
playing around with it
Maniac to
tonight.
make sure that he doesn't get out of his lane quickly.
The
and Rosa
audio
just
mixer,
poking
not
them out,
the
just having
wizard.
vision on Lovely as well as Reaper, make sure that they don't get any kind of rotations in. Essentially, letting Sunshine and Dawn to have an active 1v1.
Yeah, but even so, right? Even though they want to box in Rosa, Apex 47 is noticing that there's not a lot of motions across the map despite it, right? They're clearing the waves first, but they're not seeing any motions to the bottom side or the top side of the map.
Right now,
Yeah, it
looks
might be a
for both
bait.
teams, they do want to take it slow because neither teams have a way to
Oh,
engage the
alright,
fight so
they
far.
make it
Everyone
back
is at
on.
level 3, no one's
Yeah,
at level
that's
4
right.
just yet, well, except for the
Don't want
junglers.
this smoke.
But again, it's more about the damage there. Justinian can engage. But the question is, who can he really engage on when you see a high loss as well as a choke?
Yeah, and it looks like Incilio are going to start this turtle up real quick. Wolfundar looking to try and hit level 4 in time, but quickly turns it around. Maniac is able to secure that first initial turtle. As the electrifying beats comes out, TNT is trying to get on out of there, but the Revitalize coming in clutch from Incilio to ensure minimal damage has been taken.
Good try from Ohonar.
Alright, we got ULA.
Then Celio was able to secure it.
50%
Maniac with the final
now.
flash, able to have that last hit over to the turtle. A small lead for Incilio. Ohonar so far, they tried to get a return kill, unable to do so.
well,
And
they
now
both.
it's back to the farming
Damn.
game. Apex 47
No
is
rigged-
not level
no
4
rigged
just
voting
yet, but
here.
he's gonna make sure
Okay.
that so far TNZ has a good time.
I think I get it. They're trying to box in Rosa, and whenever they box in Rosa, they've noticed that Apex 47 is just hugging one
Alright,
side
well, I
of the map
picked
or the
ULF too,
other. So
so
this is giving them information on where
should be
TNT
higher
is
than
going to be.
50%.
As Apex 47 takes the damage, the electrifying beat does not connect. Not enough movement speed to catch up just yet as Rosa chunks out Reaper. But despite all that, Lovely back in that lane, trying to keep him in check.
Yeah, unfortunately, the yin-yang overturn doesn't really do a lot of damage earlier in the game unless you get that Genius 1 online. And
Ooh,
Maniac
Alien
just like,
trying
you know
to
what?
sneak
You guys
in?
wanna move around, I'm
Misses.
sticking to
What
my
the
lane.
fuck
I'm going to
is
get
that?
an advantage for myself because I feel like Maniac is going to be
With-
the one to actually prioritize the Thunderbell to ensure that he can actually get much tankier.
Maybe
and
he
Needs to be a threat.
fat
matter of
fingered
fact, right?
his
It
controls
feels really,
there.
really bad as you start falling behind that you're
I'll
only
do that
used for a final
sometimes.
slash.
Of course, I'm also
Having some
playing
kill
with a
threat would
broken
be
fucking
nice
phone
in
screen
these
too.
scenarios. But again, you can just see the man-to-man defense coming in from Incilio's side. They want to always know where Ulfundar is going to move.
Looking at the itemization here, looks like Rosa is actually probably going to go for the glowing wand, and TNZ is going for the Starlium Scythe. Alien is
Nope.
prepping for a kick here.
Gets hit
Nope.
by the taunt, the Maniac jumps straight
Hey,
on it.
dude.
Easy kill onto Alien's side. Final slash going to be pulling
Apex, what are you
47.
doing, bro?
He's
Get
forced to
out of
use
there.
The glorious pathway. He still has his revitalize if necessary, but is creating enough space so that TNZ can secure his own buffs.
With this draft, we can see that Olunar is not
How's the
moving
league
as
going
fast as
for you,
Game 1
Mohammed?
because, again, they don't have a lot of enablers here. They have a lot of frontline. If the kick happened from Alien, if he got the Waves Dragon, perhaps they could do something about it because the damage from TNZ should be good now. But the damage from Rosa, it's more about
It's like,
control
oh
than
shit.
damage at this point.
Yeah, yeah, I
Whether
see.
or not- Oh, final slash almost connecting, but
I
not
see.
close enough. Despite all of that, the ESP
Yeah,
side of the map has been
me.
left. They want to take early positionings here on that top side, expecting the dive. Lovely, still slowing down Apex 47 as they control the top side here. Ulfundar, what is their response?
don't already having the Stardom side, so it's gonna hit a little bit harder now. Looking at the gold lead here, 1.7k gold lead for Incilio.
Oh, does Lovely go down? Nope. They're gonna back up.
But I gotta say,
Smart,
Gideon,
smart.
it doesn't look like they're grabbing a lot of advantage. They're getting kills, they're getting neutral objectives, but if you're looking at the map as a whole, they don't have a lot of priority.
Oh, well, in terms of priority, don't push up pretty far. Loses 50% of his health, but is able to, you know, at least
here we
regenerate
go.
himself back
Nope.
up to a healthy
Ah,
amount.
see, he learned to
Well, I
run.
think that
That's what he
Incilio,
needs to
they're
keep
not
doing.
pressing the advantage 'cause
Anytime
they're
you
waiting
see
for Dome
danger,
to scale. I think
run.
once he hits 3 items, that's when they start to pop.
Look at the rotation here. Both teams are using the same rotation. We're 5 minutes in. The EXP laner will stop moving with the team, and you leave your jungler to finish the jungle camps as well as the EXP camps, trying to accelerate both Justinian as well as TNZ. Both teams are using the same rotation here.
Yeah, understandably so as well. Maniac trying to just steal away camps just to make sure that they can try and slow Ulfindar over. They're maintaining their 1.5k lead for now, but we're waiting for it in the next 30 seconds for when the neutral objective actually spawns is when we should expect a team fight.
Yeah, Alien so far, I kind of feel like he really wants to get a good way to Dragon here, but Lovely as well as Maniac is not letting that happen. Every single time he wants to go in, either
these guys are on each other like
or
white on
the
rice.
taunt is going to stop him. So I feel like Apex 47 has to open up the map a little bit for him to find his angle.
Well, actually, they don't have to use just Alien and Apex 47. Now Rosa can comfortably throw the umbrella into these bushes to open things up for them, right? So they don't necessarily have to rely on their supports and EXPs.
Right now, the Bruno is still clearing up, but looking at the bot lane, while all this chaos is happening, TNZ is able to get essentially a free turret. So, Ulinar, they're not winning in terms of the fights, but they're getting advantage here.
Speaking of which, Alien is going to wave the Dragon Maniac out of there. Kind of interesting as now the Glorious pressing up to Flicker. Final splash isn't up, but TNT is able to secure the very first turtle here. The Revitalize comes out as Lovely is the next to fall.
But
Still
they trade for
plenty
Apex
of
47
damage
and
onto the
Alien,
floor,
and they
and
get
trade
Maniac as
2
well
for 2.
to
Justinian
trade.
pushing out that mid
But they
lane.
got
He wants
turtle,
that
so
2-1. TNT not going to allow it.
Little
Talk
bit
about
more
equal trade.
now.
EXP for EXP.
And they're still a turret
Roamer
ahead.
for Roamer. Overall, I would still say it's good for Ulinar because, again, they got the turret, they got the turtle, and the kill went over to TNZ. The assist went over to TNZ. Right now looking like he wants the second item to be Blood Wings and just completed it right now.
That Blood Wings already done. When we are expecting to see, at least for this Kagura, to actually make that big play, right? That hold on. Final splash going to be coming towards
back
Alien's
out,
side.
back
Apex 47
out.
is watching this, and
There you
Rosa,
go.
good ult, but doesn't do enough damage. He's able to hit 3
Fucking
targets.
Alien's giving me
Potentially
anxiety, dude.
dangerous
Holy
in the later
shit.
stages of the game.
Yeah, right now, this Kagura is more utility than damage. We know eventually the Kagura will be an amazing threat, but so far, especially with first item being that glowing wand, really is just about poking people out, you know, reducing their healing, their shields, and as well just free poking damage. So again, Rosa is just slowing them down. Rosa is not the star of the show. The star of the show is going to be TNZ
War
as well as
Act
Sunshine.
so you know.
Later on, after 3 items, maybe even 4 items, that's where Rosa starts to shine, and that's where Don't
Joy
really has to
up
be a little bit careful because he
and
can dash
around.
around, but a good time being an overturn
she get
can
the
probably
gang.
deal enough damage
3,
where
2, 1.
not enough to kill,
Oh,
but
there it
close enough.
is.
Oh, hold on,
Nope.
Justinian might be in some trouble here. TNC,
Oh, back
the
up.
walk on out of there with the help of the extra movement speed. from the
IMS
electrifying
looks
beats.
a
Let's
little
make a couple of
surrounded though
comparisons, because
here,
right now,
so
Rosa
we'll
not
see
same
if
level
they
as
can
Reaper,
make
but
something
TNC is actually
happen.
2 levels ahead of Justinian.
Almost 1,000 gold in fact as
Ooh,
well. So
yeah,
hold on, a
little
kick by
pokes here
Alien.
and there.
Not
Lovely
gonna
going
do
in.
anything with it. Looks like no one was close enough for that, but now the Lord is here, and he
Alright,
doesn't
we got
have
Lord.
Weird Dragon for a good 40 seconds.
I mean, Incilio, they know that this cooldown
Both
is currently
jungles
online for
are
Alien. They could look to utilize that
away,
pressure,
so they
that
can go
lack of
ahead and
ult, that
wait.
lack of
There's some
resources.
lanes.
Start pushing up and set. Ooh, is trying to set for this Lord. I think they want a team fight as well.
Alright,
They
they
don't
move
really want to
in.
be the first ones on this Lord.
Looking at the top wave here,
Give
Alien
each
does
other
not
vision.
have Weird Dragon.
Alright.
Engagement on towards Apex 47 final splash.
Oh,
Almost guaranteed,
shit,
and the
Apex
Revitalize
47 goes down.
Enough as the backline gets attacked. TNC
But they
chasing
get
Justinian.
Maniac in
Geo waiting to
return,
come all through,
and
but TNC, with the
that?
help of the temporal, able to quickly take him out and
Justinian?
chase him down.
TNC is so
Hope
fast,
it's
not
about
enough
right.
crowd control here, or point and click crowd control, making it hard for
It
him to actually
is
catch. And now
tied up in
Sunshine,
kills
he's
now.
aiming for the turrets.
You
Unable
will
to get
have
Bobby,
to
so
pay
they'll take it in.
1.2
Oh my God,
K gold
TNC
lead.
dealing so much damage here.
TNC getting another kill. Do they get don't? They don't.
And that's Ulfindar finding a 2.1k lead.
He's pretty good at running away.
If Sunshine had
But you gotta be when you're in situations like this, because you just stay there and feed, you're hurting your team more than helping them. You know what I mean?
I need more.
ULF gets the Lord.
So fast. Level 15, super short
Almost.
cooldowns.
Oh, well, it is 2.5k gold lead now.
Right? Because Lovely not only has to worry
Gonna
about
go ahead and clear lanes.
I need to make sure that Alien doesn't get that space. Mainly Apex 47 opening those bushes, but at the same time, do you hold that taunt just for TNZ?
Yep. All right. Clearing bottom. Top's pushing in.
Because you gotta.
They're in mid with Lord as well. Here we go. See who they pick off.
And let Maniac handle the front lines, but at this point I feel
They
like
get
neither
the
can
mid
handle
and
either.
turret. Lovely getting poked down. Getting pretty low. Lord is dead.
The barriers are going to explode. Oh, wait, there actually wasn't a minion there.
And the last
Either way, right now, Ulfindar is still clearly
bottom
in the
turret
lead.
before
I didn't thought that would happen. I didn't know that Rosa
the
actually did
inhibitor goes down.
Like a significant amount more damage as well. It's not like a 2,000 difference. This is a 7,000
Yeah,
difference.
ULF has quite a big
there
lead.
as well, Sunshine as well as TNZ. Though to be fair, TNZ is immediately going to that back line and just bursting them down while Rosa is poking anyone. Front line, back line, really doesn't matter. If you're a minion, you're also going to get
Do
taken
they push here or do they wait for the Lord? That's the question. Looks like they're going to go ahead and push. Apex 47 going in. Oh shit, what a kick. But they back out. Nobody dies yet.
But he's not going to dive deeper than that.
The problem with
INS got a little bit lower, but they did back up, so no harm, no foul.
And this is a very,
Couple more pokes.
because the front
Not gonna
line,
do anything
the Apex
significant.
47 on this high loss, absorbing as much
About
as he
a
can.
minute
And Alien is open.
15
Alien is free.
for Lord.
Rosa is free. Sunshine
We'll
is free.
see.
Game number 1, game number 2, the damage
Do they
dealers
just wait it
of
out?
Ulfindar is having
I think
space.
it's
Look
just
at Apex 47
situational at this
absorbing
point.
71,000 damage.
Like right now, yeah, they gotta back up now.
Caster's curse at its finest as Rosa tries to chuck out Reaper.
Oh, I stand corrected. TNC getting a double kill. Triple? Oh, Rosa took it. Damn, that's dirty, Rosa.
I mean,
That's so dirty.
usually the decider match, you'd be a little bit kinder to your team.
How
It's like, oh, you got a
dare
chance
you.
for a maniac, go for it. But it's like, nah, fam. Not even on the decider match will I let you have that maniac.
Exactly, and you can definitely see that TNZ's like, all right, you want to steal that away? No worries, I'll take one more. As Justinian, oh my
GG.
god, where did his health go? Tries to burst him down. TNZ's absorbing the waves, but
Ooh, maybe not, maybe not. All right, they're still in it. They're still in it. Okay. All right.
Maybe disappointing
We'll,
to actually push their
we'll
minions
applaud that.
inside the base, and they might have been able
I
to
don't know why
end
the
it
effects
there.
are so loud,
We'll
but
see if
everything
Decisive
else
is able
is
to
so
use this
quiet.
opportunity to really catch them off guard, but with a 7,000 goal lead, I don't know, Gideon. TNC and Rosa feels like they've hit their power spike,
Interesting.
and they're going to be very difficult to take
That
down.
thing
Apex
even
47
has
now
effects
having
on
an
it, like I
Athena
can make
shield,
it a little bit
much more difficult
more
for
by
anyone to burst them down. That's
ruling
4 people
your
fighting. 4 people
studio
with Apex
sound.
47. I'm just letting you guys know.
Throw some reverb on there.
Right now, when Apex
Is it?
47 can walk up to you like this, glorious pathway being
It's not
deployed
great,
against
but-
Maniac's side. Reaper on the bottom
Not
side,
bad,
putting his
though. I
own,
like it.
trying to disengage the rest of the team. Apex 47 has done his work as the backline is getting attacked. TNC, ooh, quickly with Winter Crown. Here comes GOA to cancel it off. Shut down coming in from Justinian.
TNC
Yep,
getting
TNZ
shut
clearly
down.
made a mistake, understood his objective, get don't. But his electrifying beat is about to go off, and he continued to chase after Justinian.
All right, Lord
Which,
is
you know,
back
in
up.
hindsight, it looked bad. In the moment, I can understand he had enough damage, and Justinian was looking
think
very
they
juicy,
just
right? If he was able to get that,
Started
free
here,
Lord.
yeah.
now
Bruno
he
has
is pinned
started.
down, and
Hilo's
Cecilio
gonna
has a
hang
chance
back
to
there
actually
with
get
him.
the board here.
A bit of an overheat coming
Go
in
give
from
it
Ulfindar's
vision.
side, but Incilio needs to make sure they control this
Oh,
side.
they go in.
Glorious pathway is out. Reaper might be in some trouble. Rosa finding Justinian on the bottom side, and now he's left alone against Don't, who
Damn.
bursts him down in trade.
1-for-1
This is
trade.
getting a little dicey here.
No one got
Ulfindar,
Lord
they
yet,
gotta slow
so
down. They're making mistakes here. You gotta understand that kills aren't
Probably-
everything in this game, where certain
probably
kills
not gonna
put
end
you
well
at a
here
very
if they
vulnerable
don't,
situation. TNZ has
do
done that,
something
Rosa has
quick
done that.
on the side
They're
of
clearly
Incilio.
in the position to have an end game angle. If they keep trading kills for kills when it's 40 minutes in the game,
That
Yeah,
could be the
that's
game
not
changer.
gonna work.
Speaking of game changer, oh my goodness, the final slash, no flicker just
Oh,
yet.
here we go.
Try and blast them down. Glorious
Oh,
pathway is already been deployed, but Alien, unfortunately,
Alien
caught
goes
out of
down
position. No
instead.
flicker to save his
Lord
life.
getting
Joey's gonna be
low.
coming down.
Cat
Kenzie
jumps
looking
in,
to
gets the
score.
pop up.
Oh,
Don't
he missed it.
steals the
Retribution.
Lord.
No way! Apex 47
Right
looking to
as
chase them down.
everybody
Sunshine
said they
finds
gotta pull
one
something out
back.
or half
This
they do.
has just saved the game for Incilio as they bought themselves
Yeah,
an
that
extra
definitely bought
3
him more
minutes.
time.
I feel like I'm not the only one here, Gideon, but Ullendar is clearly making mistakes.
They're getting a little too
All right, now
comfortable
let's see
here.
how they
They thought they
utilize
had a
this.
huge lead going for them, and to be
This is
fair,
a
they
pretty
do.
big break
did.
that
They
he's had.
did.
From 7,000, now 3,000. 4,000 difference there.
That hurt. That one hurt. Oh, TNZ just retributed a little too early there. Just a little bit. Oh, so unfortunate. But now with this game dragging out, it allows Incilio to actually scale. Don't have some real damage now. Final slash.
Ooh,
come through.
Apex
Oh, towards
47.
Apex 47 but
Back in a
Sunshine
little
just
bit.
making
Still
sure,
getting
hey,
poked
you better
down.
not walk up too close.
Oh,
Amazing.
look at Don't.
And don't.
Oh,
Gets blasted.
don't get
1.7k damage.
blasted
Alien
by
goes
Sunshine.
for the win. Dragon Reaper is able to purify out of that. Delay the fight. Take down the Lords. Clear the waves.
Yep, Sunshine so far has his head
So
in
they
the
got a
game.
little bit, but
4-0
not too
and
much
6.
out of it.
Hasn't made a mistake so far. And now Don't overheated as well. He saw an opportunity, he went for it, but again, you're from behind. You got to take your chances. 19 seconds for him to recover. Should be enough for them to defend the base and maybe get something against Ulhanar.
Worldy's already thrown out. GOA comes through. Final slash to push Apex 47 underneath the turret. No minions, nothing. He has to move forward. His glorious pathway is through TNZ. Trying to get Trey back.
Apex
Unable
ball.
to find it. Lovely. Still alive here. Ulfindar forced
Alright, the
back
rest of you
once
up
again.
is gonna back
Training
up.
one for nothing.
Good defenses so far by
Incilio,
Incilio, making sure that there's really
little
no
bit
angle
more
for them to
time.
go in. And you can see
And if they can
Ulhanar,
hold off
this is
until the
one
next
of
Lord and then get that, they actually have a good chance
possibly
of still winning this
crucial
thing.
mistakes.
So
They're starting to feel a little bit
you're not
different.
out of it yet,
They're
one.
forcing the fights where
Still got a
if you
good
look
chance.
at the angle, it doesn't look right. The minions weren't there. They're forcing it in. What they want to do is kill them before the minions arrive to get a very clear end.
Alright.
But again, execution-wise, maybe
Joey
not
will
everyone's
probably
on
go
the same
clear
page.
I
top.
think the goals are correct. I think the main issue
No,
is that they
maybe
don't
not.
consider the cost of which they throw themselves in. Yes, they find Don't. They give. They
Gonna hold
take out
up,
Don't. But they
wait,
end up giving
let
themselves
the
on
other
over.
catch
Ideally,
up.
you want to always have a positive
Smart.
trade against your opponent, and I think that Ulfindar, unfortunately, is willing to throw everything at the wall to guarantee their goal.
Let me just say for Don't as well, he's taking a risk here, Gideon. He's going for full damage. The only defensive item he has is the Blood Wings.
Oh.
So, I don't know, not
Ooh,
a Winter
Kyber
Crown,
goes
not
in.
Immortality. So,
Is this a dump the boots angle?
I feel like sooner or later it will be. Dump the boots, maybe get an Immortality, have enough gold for that Winter as well to
Look at
possibly
this high-lows.
complete something.
Stay there.
So
So
far,
go back to
Rosa is
base.
opening the
Goes
map
back to
very,
base.
very
Got it.
well. Looking at the items here, having the Wishing Lantern as well
Lord
as the Divine
is
Glaive, able to deal quite a lot of
spawned.
damage, but so far hasn't had a critical yin-yang.
And there is
Comes
one
Maniac.
person.
Does he have his
Oh,
flicker?
that's
Yes,
the
he
rest of
does.
us.
It's going to be the GOA that's missed,
TNZ
pushing
on the
TNZ
run.
away.
Alien.
But now, here comes the angle. They have so much
Rosa,
space to run them
Apex,
down. Glorious pathway from behind this
Sunshine.
time. Rosa blast the
Oh,
backline. The aliens
Justinian
just kill
goes
Justinian.
down.
And now TNC with the
Maniac goes
electrifying
down.
faces
Reaper
combined.
goes
Reaper,
down.
As they run them down one
Don't.
by one. Sunshine
And
with the double and Rosa
Lovely.
for another slain as they wipe the
That's
floor
gonna
with
be a
Incilio.
team
And
wipe.
with this,
And that
Ulhanar
will be
has
game.
clearly won game number 2, and now they're at match point.
GG.
One more win away to secure their ticket to the main stage
Alright.
at M6.
This
Oh
is
my
game
goodness.
point
Did
for
you see the face on
ULF.
Apex
Do they
47 at
take
that
it
last
in a
sequence? He's
sweep?
smiling. He's probably telling off the players, hey,
Or does
we're overheating a
Incilio
little bit.
figure something out
Calm
this
down,
next one?
cool off. We can make this easy.
They made it in time. They were able to calm down at a very crucial point, and they caught the mistake from Incilio, where they really wanted TNZ, and TNZ was the bait. Glorious pathway coming in, cutting the exit. Justinian was the first to go. Everyone else followed suit.
Oh boy, that was an interesting game to watch at the very least, but we need to see a little bit more coming in from Incilio. They're really good at punishing the mistakes from their opponent, but so far, in terms of quote-unquote proactiveness, we haven't really seen it despite having full mid-lane control.
Appreciate you guys hanging
Right now,
out,
we gotta
swinging
talk about
by.
the
Y'all doing
possibility
good.
of the decider match being a clear 3-0 here, because Ulhanar, so far, even with mistakes, is not enough for Encilio to capitalize and get a win for themselves. So if Encilio wants to do it, they need to pull off an impressive reverse sweep, which I don't know if that's possible. That's very rare.
I mean, unless they got to get under the skin of Wolfendar right now. They need to tilt them somehow. I mean, that's pretty much the only way. We've seen Wolfendar overheat in some of these scenarios. You got to look a little bit passive and docile to make them overextend.
Yeah, either way is amazing game from Wolfendar, and we saw the same draft in game number 1 and game number 2 for Encilio. The final, possibly the final game, is going to be the decider. Will they try this draft again, or will they switch things up where we saw even Wolfendar, they were the ones that are willing to switch things up this time, bringing in the Joy as well as the Kagura. Kagura won them the game. I'm not so sure if it's the most impactful one, you know?
Yeah, I feel your sentiment here. Let's look at the post game just to double confirm. We could be wrong. I mean, the numbers don't lie here.
Yeah, looking at all the itemizations here, in case anyone is curious on the itemization for Rosa on this Kagura, looks like the old build of building the Genius one is not here. Goes for the glowing one, and I believe the second item is the Wishing Lantern, and then going for the Divine Glaive, and last but not least, the Holy Crystal. Not even opting for a Blood Wings, because in this entire game, he didn't build
Sunshine did die once.
Untouched. I think you can understand why, right? You double down on the damage, you get your 4th item being that Wishing Lantern, so now you have the raw stats to proc the Wishing Lantern every time you throw out the Umbrella.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the damage dealt
Brody,
here, and yeah, honestly,
Bruno's
pretty high by
right
Rosa as well, but understanding that it's probably coming in from mostly poke damage. And now we gotta look at the emblem set here. This time, don't on that Harif looks strong, but again, not enough, especially with the high loss. The high loss is providing so much frontline, absorbing so much damage. And at that point, he looked so tanky, but he only had 2 items. He only had the Dominance Ice and the Athena Shield, and it was enough to tank 4 members of Encilio.
Actually, funny enough, prior to that, he only had components. He had Dom Ice, 2 components, and he was running underneath turrets. I think that the Revitalize plays a part on top of the Glorious Pathway, but at the same time, if you're wasting 5, 6 auto attacks onto 1 hero, it's just not worth the effort.
Yeah, right now, Encilio, they need some kind of playmaker here, because even Reaper, having highlight plays, so far hasn't been having a good game on this Valentina. And one reason, I play a Valentina, and I had a lot of games where I'm chocolate when I just can't get close enough, man. Fighting against a Farsa, the Eve I can manage a little bit, but everyone else, it feels like they hurt me to the point where I'm half HP, and I haven't even touch any of my skills yet.
Exactly, right? And then out of desperation, you just press buttons. Honestly, I thought you would be more excited for the Kagura coming in from the side of Wolfendar into this matchup, because I think this is one of the few evolutions that we were expecting, and also one of the bigger weaknesses, as you mentioned, of the Valentina. Getting outrange is not exactly too much fun, but at least Rosa shows off the capabilities of the Kagura.
I mean, the only doubt I had was the damage, but looking at the damage numbers here, 75,000 still did a lot of damage. My only concern is because we don't see, like, I played the days when we were using the Kagura.
Oh no, that's how long it took.
With one yin yang overturn. Nowadays, it doesn't
feel
that strong. But apparently, the way that Rosa plays it, still able to deal a lot, very good damage. Especially when you have a Joy in your wings. All you have to do is get them to half HP. The rest, electrifying beats can handle it.
There's also a very good combination with the Joy, right? If you're able to collect more than 2 people, 3 people with the Yin Yang pull, then at least the electrifying beats can effectively hit everybody all at once. But give it up for our MVP, Sunshine, the only person who was like, I'm not going to overheat.
Yeah, I'm just like,
that's not me.
I'm here pressing the basic attack button, man.
He's just a pocket full of it, man. 6-0-6, a perfect game on his end. And I mean, after what happened yesterday, it definitely feels like, you know, he wants to make sure if everybody else is allowed to overheat, I can still be the insurance policy at the end of the day. Opting for attack speed on top of having tenacity, he is legitimately worried of actually getting caught out, but at the same time, again, played a perfect game.
Yeah, right now I feel like everyone is worried where this might be a sweep Gideon. And oh, by the way, he used tenacity. In case we haven't pointed out. Have you pointed it out?
Yeah, don't worry, I pointed it out.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I got my head was somewhere else. Right now, looking at the highlights here, the MVP highlights, Sunshine did well. Honestly, everyone did well. Everyone did their job. Apex 47, making sure that no damage penetrates to the back line. And Rosa is deceptive. I feel like it's about deception. You don't really see the umbrella coming in. You don't see a lot of the yin yang overturns actually happening. It's one of those situations where you don't know what happened. All you know is you're half HP, and you know deception is the game where Ulnar, all of a sudden, able to have advantage all over the map, and Incilio is just late to respond. Look at this, half HP there.
Man, the perfect right angle here as well with the glorious pathways. Again, this it's hard to say that it's an overextension coming in from Incilio, but they need to understand the shape of the map when they do walk in that particular direction, right? Because when you have glorious pathways, it is such a great tool. I mean, and we saw it so many times throughout the wildcard stages. People getting run down. Oh no, I'm missing my tier 2. I get run down all the way to my inhibitor, and I'm basically out of the game.
Now we're at match point here, folks. One more game. One more victory for Ulnar, and they'll be moving on. They'll be the opponents of BTK in the Swiss format, in the Swiss round. And before we move on forward, I just got to give a big shout out to Kadia. Kadia's Gaming and Esports District unites gamers, communities, and fans across all genres and walk of life. So again, thank you very much, Kadia Gaming, for supporting the M6 as well as the wild card. And honestly, I don't have one, but I really want a Fairy watch. Luxury meets gaming with Fairy's first M6 Swiss watches. I still haven't got one. A special jewelry collection for Jushin and Mia, and brand new champion rings and medals. Follow at Fairy World on TikTok and our websites for updates. I don't have it on me, but I've seen the watch, I've worn the watch, and I've even gotten the ring so far.
You've gotten the ring? Oh man, I mean,
no, I went to SRG and be like, hey, can I have a look at that? Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, so I got it from SRG.
I mean, honestly, their stuff looks really, really good. So please, go help us out. Go check them out. And don't forget to energize yourself. Fuel your games. Hello Panda is here to save the day, to fuel your games. And crunchy biscuit filled with creamy chocolate, the ultimate snack to keep you energized. Level up that day. Oh, finally, we're whipping it up. Which flavor is it? Is that the chocolate one? Oh, man.
It's good. I really love the chocolate one.
Don't worry, let me finish this up here. But you can level up your day and visit Hello Panda's website for more. They got multiple flavors, all of which are listed down below. Give me some of that. You guys stole it the last time.
Yeah, no, we were hungry last night.
You just gave us a box the last time.
Alright, let's check out this Hello Panda.
We decided, like, you know what? They probably had lunch. They'd be fine. They'd be fine.
No, I mean, I'm a little disappointed. Oh my goodness, that's pretty, man, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that here for later. But for this upcoming game, I need
Bro,
to
I
see
can get a box of 32
play
bags
not
for
to lose. I
14
want to
bucks.
see them to play to win.
I
The
agree.
risk management
That's
is just
awesome.
not there. They're playing way too safe.
I like that you pointed out. It's like they're playing not to lose, where maybe this is just because they're new here in the championship stage, but you need a different kind of mentality, because we got to remember what Coach Osprey said. It's not about the gameplay. It's about the mentality, because if you're talking about gameplay, everyone on stage, they're at the top of the level. Mechanics, the macro, everyone has a good understanding of the game. If they do not have that, they won't be here. You got to consider that. For them to be here, they need to be the best of the best, even being in wildcards, right? So, yeah.
I mean, technically, well, if we're going technically,
I know, baby. Good enough, all right? Good enough.
I agree.
Good enough.
It needs to be good enough. And it's not like they don't have the mechanics. The question is, it's the risk management. It feels like, oh no, if we make a single mistake, we'll never recover from that. But in this current meta, the gold swings have been huge.
Yeah, after this, we might go backstage here, because again, this might be the last time to see the team. So for now, we're going to throw it over to Rose, where she'll be interviewing on one of the teams, and we'll see which one of them.
Welcome to the Courtside Report. My name is Rose. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you all. I'll be your host for M6. And right now, I am over at the Player Village because I want to talk to somebody from Incilius. Okay, now Incilio, I have with me Harmony Soul, the manager. And guys, I just want to say I really, really love her hair. I've been talking about it just now. So how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine because I need to be on the pace for my teammates and I need to cheer up more than because we need to win this series.
Okay, now Harmony. She told me I could just call her Harmony. Now, Harmony, we know that Incilio is a relatively new team in the scene. Now, being new, the struggle Incilio has faced in attempt to get your M-Series ticket.
I guess the key team for us, for better
Damn,
is
we
of course
reconnected.
this
Okay, we
Turkey
reconnected.
team
Nice. I
because
was like, damn, we
we
just
have a
disconnected.
special relationship
No.
with their coach, yeah, and we really exciting to meet them face to face on this same stage.
Okay, now Harmony, you also mentioned that you've been in Malaysia for actually a few months preparing for this M Series wildcard. How is it like
been
in
over there
Malaysia?
for
How
a
did you
few
guys
months.
adapt to
That's
Malaysia? Is
crazy.
it fun? Do you like the food?
It's a lot of training.
We came to Malaysia at I guess at 10th of November. Yeah, for a small boot camp and preparing for the M stage. And I guess it was first time when I came to the Asia. It's a little bit strange because when you see the central part of Malaysia, this Petronas towers, how it look like is New York street, but it's on the Asia with this, especially nature. It's so cool and exciting.
Ooh, she said Malaysia, the city of Malaysia kind of looks like New York. Now, I think it does. It's really pretty here. I'm really glad you are enjoying Malaysia. Okay, now let's talk about Incilio more. We know that in a team, there are people that are introverted, outroverted in your team, okay? Who is like the happy pill? Who is the one who will always be like, guys, come on, cheer up, we got this, we got this? Who's the exciting and energetic one?
I guess it's a both of team. It depends of maybe some fights or if something happened on the map. But maybe I can cheer up in my team. Don't. If you can see, he always on the ends of the games screaming something for everybody and make some handshakes. It's because of his emotionality is specific, I guess.
I feel like that's fine, no? Everybody has their own emotions, and Don't, you're saying, so Don't is the very vocal one,
yeah.
energetic.
Yeah.
We love that energy, right? We love that energy. Okay, Harmony, I have a question. It is a best
Damn,
of 5.
I'm about to fall
However,
asleep.
you guys are
And they're
technically
asking
in a best of 1 right
these
now
questions.
because your opponent just needs
making
one
it
more
harder
game
for
to
me
actually
to not
secure
fall
the
asleep.
final M6 ticket. If you could give any words
I
of
mean,
motivation
I know
to
they
your
gotta
boys
fill
up on
time
stage,
and
what
do
would you
their
like to
thing
tell them?
and whatnot, but damn.
I guess they knew that they can make this series very cool, and so we will win
Like,
of
I feel
3-2.
like
I
literally
hope that
nodding
my
off
team
right
have
now, so didn't get a lot of
powerful on
sleep
their
last couple days.
meanings, and they will get it on.
So Harmony is definitely expecting a reverse sweep, and it is never wrong to hope. Thank you so much, Harmony. I would just like to say it was nice meeting you, and
Alright,
of course,
let's see what this
good
last
luck
match
to
looks like.
Incilio.
Let's go.
And with that, let us throw it back to the casters to start
Yeah.
the Game 3 in this best of 5
Game
series.
3, baby. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Rose, and as well as Harmony Soul here. Very positive mindset considering that it's already the
Alright.
possibly the very final match.
2-0,
Because
ULF
again, if
is
they're
up.
able to make this into a reverse
Let's see if
then
they
this
sweep
decider match will really
and
set
go
its
on
tone for
to
the Swiss stage.
the
Because I feel like
Swiss
all-
stage,
well,
or
basically
does
15
Incilio
teams that's
reverse
already
sweep
waiting for a Swiss stage is
and
watching
take
this
the
matchup,
place
especially
from them?
VTK, considering that they will have to fight
Find out
with
next
either
time
Moonton
on
or Incilio.
Dragon
Probably
Ball.
taking notes at this point and trying to see where the weaknesses lie, because again, going to the Swiss stage is a best
Or,
of
I
1.
mean,
See
Mobile
who's
X
gonna be
chat.
fighting
That's
1-0,
it.
0-1, and everything like that. We'll touch on that more when we get to the main stage. For this one, we hope that this is a good match.
Yep.
We hope that this time, Incilio, either with the same draft or changing things up a little bit, can apply a little bit more pressure. Maybe choose one player and enable him as much as you can.
I can agree with that. At least it's a simple play style to do. And honestly, most of the time when I expect to look in the drafting phase, I look for exploits in terms of the laning phase, right? We haven't seen too many of that happen. We've seen proxies, but we've never seen a 4-man rotation to completely cut off the supply line for the gold lane or even EXP.
Very interesting here. Ohanar will be first pick. Oh, Incilio will be second pick. And remember,
I have a feeling we'll
second
probably
pick so
see the
far
same
has been the
bands.
dominant one
Plus
here.
the same picks.
And Incilio, they chose to be the second pick.
That's
But
fair.
let's
I
see
mean,
what
we're
they
already
change.
seeing a bit of differences here and there. We're seeing a Nolan ban, we're seeing a Matilda
See, the
ban.
Nolan got a
again,
ban.
I don't
Did they ban
usually
Nolan
expect to
before?
get banned within
I
that
don't
very
think
first
they did.
phase. But we see Fanny and Drusius as expected. Alpha ban?
Alpha ban.
I
What
mean,
the?
Dude, let me just say, it's all about mental now, right? It's all about mental. Incilio, this is a test for them. They're
Alright,
0-2,
Hilda ban.
and now you don't have the Nolan. You don't have the Alpha. It's like you're forcing the Suyo, and now the Eve is in the hands of Rosa. this is do or die for Encilio. They're taking a risk here by being second pick.
I mean, Reaper can technically pick up the Valentino one more time. Third game in a
pick up the
row.
show.
And then pick up the show. I mean, if they pick up the show right now, we're not having the two big counter. Well, I wouldn't even say counters, but better matchups.
We're gonna see who Encilio decides to go with
what
after.
Osprey is trying to do. They're trying to dangle some juicy Suyos in front of Justinian, and if he is more vocal about it to his coach, it might just be a trap.
Yeah, I feel like picking up the CEO early here, yeah, like you said, it might be a trap. Maybe wait for third pick, because if I'm not mistaken, Justinian can also use the Joy.
Yep.
They pick up the high loss. And they pick up the Valentina, so the Cho is still open for Ulfnar. They don't have the high loss, so this time
Now,
Harvey and Bruno
what
might
is
do a little bit
UL?
better.
You're right about that. I was wondering whether this was going to be a mistake because, again, that show has been such a nuisance, but the high loss as well has been doing good work. Even so, go back over to Ulfnar. Let's see how they're going to round out their composition. I can only imagine that they want the show, obviously.
Repick the
From
Bruno.
that point onwards, do they just take the Suyo at this point, right? Just complete the first half?
I'm even considering if they want to pick up the Bruno or Harif here. Even though the high loss is there, maybe ego challenge it a little bit. Again, we don't know what happened, what was going on in the minds of the players. If they have an answer for the high loss, then they can ignore the gold lane altogether for now. They pick up the Cho, and they pick up the Harif. They're sticking to their guns here. The Harif worked out, pick up the Harif.
Gotta give them the comfort picks, right? I mean, if Sunshine wants to pop off again, by all means, do it with the Harith. Encilio now with their final pick in the very first phase of the game. How are they going to manage this? I mean, there's plenty of dashes on their side. Hayabusa is okay, I guess. I'm thinking more along the lines of Phobius.
But then you're really putting the high loss on Rome, which again is not that big of a problem. I'm just thinking about the jungler share, because if not, it is gonna get banned out. Because Encilio can pick up a jungler and then instantly ban out the Joy. And whatever jungler is open next. And that leaves TNC with very little options. Maybe having to pick up something like the Bane.
I think Bane's totally fine here. Yeah. Honestly, in terms of like jungle picks for TNC, I'm a little less concerned, but here comes the Joy for the side of Encilio. Rather interesting, despite having to play into the Cho as well. That's something to keep in mind.
Yep, and like I said, pick up a jungler and then ban out the remaining junglers. Putting TNC in a little bit of pressure, and maybe this is their answer towards the Eve. Because Rosa so far has been pressuring Encilio quite a lot. So maybe just say, you have one target, man. If the Cho kicks you, but kill Rosa first.
But I think they should be able to do it. They've got the Glorious Pathway on top of that Joy. It's going to be a lot of movement speed. Ooh, banning out the Claude this time around coming up from it.
Which is good against the Eve, you know?
Yeah, interesting. I mean, they've thought about this. Like, Osprey is making sure that he is covering these angles.
I'm thinking of something crazy.
What's crazy?
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and
A
make
strong
a cup of
combination
coffee real quick. I'll be right back.
Angela Joy. It's a strong combination, but it is a very big risk here. Very big risk. You have the Valentina, you can still put the Angela as Rome. Maybe it's like you can have the the argument is too risky for a final game. Yeah. It can also be the argument you gotta gamble a bit.
You got risk management.
Risk management, yeah.
That's how we put it at the very beginning here. I think it's an interesting idea, and I think, oh man, it kind of depends, right? Because there's a potential for the early game to go really far south for the side of Encilio, because right now we don't see what the roamer option is for Ulfundar at this point in time, and the fact that they're also getting rid of the Edith, they understand that they don't want to get as disrupted. The most that they want to deal with is the Glorious Pathway, nothing more than that. Ooh, a Tigreal.
So a lot of setup here, a lot of setup. Looking at, you can put the row in the roam position, maybe pick up a Phobius. They did pick that up before. I'm trying to think, is there any more impressive EXP laners besides the Phobius?
No, not really. Phobius does well into the Khalid, does well into the Cho, but I mean, I think we've seen Apex 47 play the Cho already, and Alien does completely fine on the Phobius unless he's designed to be sacrificed. I think he's even okay with that, right? As long as you slow down the rest of the team, at least the ULF can just deal with the Joy singular, one-handedly.
Alpha is open, but against the Tigreal, you just have to be a little bit careful. But the option is there. Alpha is open, can't handle the high loss, can't handle the Joy. And it looks like their pickup here is going to be the Ling and Terizla.
Ling Terizla. I like it. I like it a lot. As much as Incilio is trying to deny this big combination around Rosa's Eve, it looks like Incilio will have to set themselves up for success here. Don't has a lot on his shoulders, but at least he's on the Moskov. At least can knock away the Ling in case the engagement comes through.
That was a very quick Moskov, by the way. That was the game plan since the very first pick. They understood it's Moskov. Moskov is going to be the hero that could potentially win them the game. All right, and now it looks like quite a risk as well Uhanar is taking, where they believe this game could go to the late game, and with that, TNZ wants that Ling.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really interesting, right? The first time we saw TNZ on this Ling, absolutely dominating performance on his side, but it's so much setup and wombo combos from both teams.
And now potentially the final game in this best of 5. Uhanar has match point. And Cilio, they got to start to have a win to continue the series. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
There was one time for a reverse sweep to happen. It must start with this very game. Here, down to the wire, it's going to be Ulfindar on the blue side, up against Incilio on the red side, here in game number 3 of this best of 5. Oh boy. I mean, they're going to be starting... Wait, actually, hold up. They're starting on the opposite side.
Oh, opposite sides, yeah.
Do they want to... I feel like they want to unlock... Alien out of that lane as soon as possible, right? Because I'm expecting the early game to not be too great for Alien. He's just going to be clearing waves, and the natural base damage of Maniac should be enough to deal with the trades.
Before that, I got to remind everyone the M6 pass is now available. Make sure you guys actually rank up and get to level 75 for free. Or if you get to level 75, you get a lot of amazing rewards. Claude's battle emote, the M6 Glory avatar border, Boxer's battle emote and special skin, the Claude's M6 exclusive skin, Challenger Spark, as well as a Prime skin, Cosmic Blaze. Make sure you guys log in now, after the game actually, and then get to level 75.
I mean, just play the game more, like double the amount of games you have, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be completing that pass faster than you can even imagine. At this point in time, both sides not finding too many advantages in the lane. However, the mid lane is kind of chunkier. Apex 47, tries it, forces the Purify out of Reaper, and here comes TNZ straight away. This should have been expected. This was a mid lane rotation that we expect to see from Assassins.
We touch that Valentina doesn't do well against range, don't we? You can handle a an Eve, sure, but Rosa's Eve, man, it has been on point and going up against a Cho. A Cho Eve lane is not a good lane for anyone to deal against.
Devastating.
It's really devastating. At this point, you would rather have a Sicilian.
Yeah, you actually kind of would. Well, let's see, because there's still ways to manipulate these waves, specifically from Lovely, who's currently level 3, so that Sacred Hammer could actually help to kind of reposition the waves later down the line.
Look at this. They're giving the EXP lane over to Apex 47 to ensure that he gets level 4, so this is a bit of a change of making sure that they have pure priority here.
Yeah, actually, this kind of reminds me of, you know, the last patch even. Here we go, as the Glorious Pathway comes out from Maniac side, trying to zone out Rosa from this fight. Justinian on top of Apex 47, but honestly, without
Fire in the hole.
Item, not going to do much damage. Apex 47 still has away the dragon. Both sides positioning for each other. Alien thinking about jumping in. Flickers it straight away with the wombo combo with the RW web. It's beautiful.
Damn, they fucked him
starts
up.
to chunk him out, but Apex 47 goes down in trade for the Justinian neutral objective
Reaper did
secured
get away
by
with it, so.
Ulfindar.
As a roamer, I'll take that all day, man. I'll take that all day. Beautiful engaged by Alien. Beautiful engaged by Apex 47. Beautiful follow-up by Rosa as well as TNZ. That's one of those things where you practice so much.
3 minutes, 15 seconds in. TNZ getting, I should say, getting
3 minutes into the game.
caught out.
It's not looking good for him right now, especially if the invades do end up.
But he got away.
But for now, no
Apex 47, getting vision here.
side of his map. And if you Apex, don't steal this away. All right, Justinian gets it and is able to move to the top side.
Dude, 2.3k ahead. As a Ling, you feel invincible at this point.
Oh, here he goes. Goes
TNZ
straight for
taking
Justinian.
down
Instantaneously after 2
Justinian.
dashes.
Ooh,
I mean, great
lovely.
implosion, but I don't think Reaper has
Getting
enough to
implosion.
deal
They
with it
back
just
off of it
yet.
though.
The kill squad of the mid trio working out perfectly for Ulfindar.
Maniac.
And another unfortunate thing is that if you're playing from behind, the Valentina passive basically doesn't work at all.
Right,
So you're
I was gonna
essentially
say
working with
maybe
just your active skills. It's like you don't even have a passive in the game. So
maybe
Encelius
try
being
and
shut
stick
down by
on him,
all
but,
angles.
Yep, and now here
none of
comes
his
the way of
team
the
moved
Dragon,
up,
knowing
so
that Lovely has nothing else. Quickly
he was
figures
like,
out
frick
just
that.
before the penalty zone. Justinian is going to try, but doesn't have the base health. Electrifying Beat's going to come out, and Mania with a glorious pathway to try and disengage his
Justinian
buddies here.
getting a little
Penalty
low.
zone from a Reaper. Tries his best.
Oh,
Wait,
Apex 47 is in trouble. He's gonna go down. Alien getting low.
Something that we've
Better
seen
to back
happen
up.
even in game number 2. Overheating by Ulvnar. You already got a good trade. Once you see it doesn't work out, back off. But I understand. You're almost 3,000
See?
ahead. You want to make
Even
sure
the
you
casters
don't
said
let your
it.
opponents breathe. I can respect that. But
If you
again,
don't,
final
if you can't
game
get
in this match.
what you initially went for,
He's got to be a little careful here. I mean, I
just
can
back
understand
up.
that, hey,
That's it.
even if
That's all you gotta do.
dies, that
Back
just
up.
means that Sunshine has more space to play. But so far, the knockup, oh, even the implosion, RWN is going to come out real
really
quick.
that
Their
hard.
penalty zone on
Unless,
the 2. The
of course,
back
you're
line's in trouble.
doing CC or
Apex
something,
47
but
walks up to zone them away as Kenzie
like 9 times
is
out of
doing
10, it's
good
just people
amount of
staying
damage.
way
Well
later
done
than
as
they
Sunshine's
should.
able to find a kill of his own. 2 for nothing in favor. Oh my
Ooh,
goodness. And the
Apex
purple buff
47 with the
above
kick.
going to be denied away.
Justinian.
Hold on, Justinian had to use his retribution here as
Sustain it.
well. So I think at this point, they're just going to back off. 3-level difference.
TNZ is
Just got
starting
his
the
first
turtle.
item, which is great, but TNZ got his item quite a
Justinian.
while ago and now working on his second. Justinian
That
trying to
one.
get a kill.
Rosa.
Rosa able to flicker away. This is a very dangerous situation for Encilio. Now they got to really
They're gonna
hope that
move up
Don't has
towards
been
Alien.
farming like crazy.
I think somebody is going to have to bite the
Okay.
bullet and give their farm over to Don't. I don't think they have much choice because bot tier 1 is already broken.
Appreciate
I'm expecting
everybody
the late one to
who's
happen
hanging
sometime
out. Hawaiian.
And I
Dude.
feel like the only one that can
Hey,
really
lurkers,
sacrifice it
appreciate
is
you
probably,
too. Be sure to
Maniac.
smash that like, share it out.
But that's also
Once
a bit of
again,
a
thank
risk
you
because
to
if your front line is
Moonton,
not
the
tanky,
team's
then you're
players,
basically playing 4v5 and don't.
Don't.
viewers.
Oh wait, hold on. He actually
Okay.
messes up the dash. He doesn't actually find enough energy to drop on over to the next one to secure this kill, but they get mid tier 1 and a good call. Uvendar just telling Tenzi, yo, calm down
Alright,
for a
let's
moment.
see.
Yeah, but look at this Gideon. 6 minutes in, almost 6,000 goal lead.
They got
6
about a
kills,
minute
and they
left
got
before
all outer
Lord,
turrets here.
so we'll
Now
see
they're
if
targeting
they
the inner turrets.
This is one of the faster
get
games we've seen from
aggressive
Uvendar. I
here,
think
if they just
recognize
back
now
up and
if
wait.
Encilio is going to
Try
play
and
a very
pull
passive,
Encilio
docile
towards
approach.
them.
We just need to be the aggressors. We need to make the
Maniac
move.
getting found.
Yeah, right now
Alright.
looking at a bot
Backs
lane,
up a little
Dome
bit. Lovely.
has been
Gonna get
found out
found
by
right
TNZ.
here. Ooh, with
Okay, Sacred Hammer comes through. Penalty zone hits 2
push,
off the back
but
line. Don't force to actually step away.
completed.
Apex 47 gets the
It's
kick on
called
the lovely
out.
side. Implosion onto 4, but it's a little too late.
Okay.
And now
Alright.
RWM to find another
Maniac's
mega
gonna go
kill
down
coming
right
up from
behind him.
Tenzi's side as the tier 2 collapses on the bottom lane.
Right now,
Steady
looking at the goal
alone
difference,
up
this
top.
is
Oh my god, don't actually.
went for it?
He
No.
went for it. I mean, it limit testing, right?
All right,
Limit
hold on.
testing.
1.1k difference, 1.1k difference, 1.7k difference, 1.5k difference, 1.8k difference. Everyone is minimum 1k ahead from their counterpart.
Oh, Rosa might be in some trouble here. Out of
Minimum
position finally
1K
into-
ahead,
Oh
he
no,
did say.
Lovely is the one who ends up getting the kill. Oh man.
That's not what you want to see at this point of the game.
Oh, that hurts a little bit. That hurts on the inside.
I mean, it's like there's an argument at someone just secured a kill, but
Also, sure. Oh,
but that kill was secured. For sure.
Alright,
For
7.5
sure, Rosa's gonna
minutes
die.
in.
yeah, and
8
Don't
to
was
3.
nearby as well. So I mean, now the turtle going to be threatened here, but
You
still
well
don't
up,
have the item
winning.
so far. Apex 47 gonna go with the way of the dragon as the glorious pass right
Apex
penalty
47
zone
getting
almost
low
connecting.
and
Justinian
gonna
able to get on
fall
out there,
to
but the RWM has
Reaper.
a response from Reaper's side. Alien has
Lovely
plenty
getting
of DR.
super low
Purify
as
this, and
well
we don't get to
as
see the murder
Don't.
of Reaper. Sunshine and
Both
TNT
gonna
find their
fall.
own
Lovely
individual kills.
at
Winning at
half
all
an HP
bases of
has
the
to
game,
recall.
at top, mid, bottom,
Justinian and
river,
Maniac
jungle,
gonna
whatever
move up
it is.
towards
It's all over
Lord.
They're making sure game number 3 is
Lovely
going to be
coming back
memorable
to try
as
and
they
help.
show up against all the other teams
Justinian
waiting in
gonna
the
go
Swiss
bottom.
league
They're just not
that
gonna
they're coming for
that's
the
a
next.
smart.
Wolfendark
Smart
finally
just
living
mid
up to their
lanes.
namesake. Elite Berserker Warriors here. They're looking to raid. They're looking to take your land and your resources.
Whoa, whoa,
This game
whoa.
is just minutes
Chill,
away
Gideon.
from being over. Justinian's trying to
I
run
take a
away from
little
Apex
bit of
47.
offense to that.
The kick connects. TNZ's there.
He doesn't have enough energy though,
Yeah.
unless they do commit
That's
the
kind
ult.
of
Justinian will get to run away for now. But not, even so, he's just zoned out from his jungle. Justinian just cannot find any farm across the board.
Take your land and your resources. He said.
7.6k for the lane, 5.4 for Justinian.
What are they colonizing? Jesus.
In the items here. It looks like BOD is up next for TNZ. I'm even at a point where will he have enough time to build that BOD?
I don't think.
All right, let's see if they finish it with this Lord push here.
Another 2 more kills if it's 8.8 and never mind. I'll do the math later. But for now, with the Lord pushing on their side, they're going to be able to get the barriers down. The shielding is gone, and if they can get an inhibitor, they can pretty much set up for a checkmate angle. Unless Alien wants to get a little bold and try for something, but I don't think it's worth it.
You say it's not worth it, Gideon. But when you say that, the more it feels like
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. It's like you think it's a bad idea, and that's why I'm gonna do it anyway.
All right, this might just be it. RWN as well as the glorious pathway. Sunshine losing 40% of his HP. They walk away. Deterrence being shown by Incilio. Second opportunity here as the next wave does start to collapse on that top side. They're gonna try their best.
All right, well they got one inhibitor, so I guess it's not too bad. Okay, they're gonna get a kill.
Take out Maniac, and now the inhibitor falls. This is not looking great as the check.
And they got another
boxes have been ticked.
If they can get bottom as well, any Lord looks good for Ulfnar. 10,000 goal lead, 11 kills,
pushing
10
in.
minutes in the game, and they want mid. They want to continue the pressure. They know Incilio can't fight back.
Bottom's a little bit behind, but they get a couple good pickoffs here. They might have it.
Is pretty much 20% implosion actually coming through.
Ooh, Sunshine goes down, but so does Lovely. Justinian falls as well.
Apex 47 should be okay. He still has that flicker. SOD does not connect. That could have been a turnaround for Incilio.
I mean, this is what Ulfnar does. They put on pressure even with the detriment on
right.
But 9,000 gold, they can still hold this out very well. Incilio needs to do way more than that to actually take down Ulfnar at this point.
Okay, at least the Trinity has been built, right? He's got 3 items. It's possible for him to honestly turn this game around because I'm not seeing a lot of armor being built. It's mainly magic resistance coming out from the side of Apex 47 and just pure damage.
Maniac is there to protect Dome. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's like I just wanted to let you guys know I have my ult.
It's like showing off that you're armed and well equipped without having to really actually whip it out on somebody on the streets.
Now.
Yeah, that's flexing.
He's doing the one shot
34
kill.
seconds until it comes back up here. The Lord is available, and I think that if you're in Ulfnar's position, you don't have to rush it.
Yeah, of course. Which means they will rush it.
Which, yes, obviously means they will rush it. Yeah, clearly. But Decisive Blades is also coming in from TNZ's side. They don't want to end up losing structures on the opposite side of the map, and I think might as well you're 11 minutes into the game, might as well wait for the Luminous Lord.
Yep. Maniac sees Apex 47, same as Reaper. So far, Dawn is being very brave here. Very brave.
I mean, if Apex can cancel this out, it'll be kind of funny. But at the same time, no Finch Poise coming in from 10.
12 minutes in, 13-5, ULF up. 9K gold lead.
So even if Apex gets a kick here,
all the neutral objectives so far, as well as 6 turrets over Celio. Here they go again. He gets don't. And they're gonna get Justinian, maybe? No, he gets away. Alright, good.
Nicely played by Justinian to get out of there.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of a
you get, even though I picked ULF to win, you gotta root for the underdog sometimes.
I mean, if he dies, then he ends up losing he's gonna lose the Lord anyways. He needs to stay alive just to be that.
You hate to see somebody just get trampled on, you know what I mean? You kind of feel bad for him. As long as they put in a little fight, then you're like, alright, I can respect that.
This is like the same thing we talk about in game number 2 of Ulfnar. Like, you can get a kill for sure.
Alright, yeah, they're gonna have to go back. And I mean, honestly, unless they pull something out of their hat, this is probably it. This looks like GG's right here, boys. GG's.
That can be bad news for the rest of the members of Incilio.
Yeah, 34k total amount of gold for Incilio. It just means that the cores have the correct items. Everybody else is going to be a little bit weaker here. Now, the big issue is that this Lord is kind of strong. As it's going to push on through, I'm expecting inhibitors to fall. But at the same time, we've seen...
Oh, man, me and my house made some breakfast,
looking at the minion wave, they're not
crescent roll things,
well
like where you take the crescent roll and then you put stuff in it and roll it up.
But
so we made, like,
There we go. Apex 47 using the conceal early on. TNC's
we
gonna
made,
hide on that wall for Jumps
What's
off
it?
of it, waiting for a position, waiting for an angle. Okay, the
Eggs
knockback
with
is
sausage
down.
gravy,
First time finds an
and
angle, goal
then
for the
we
kickoff
made
towards
one
Material. All
with
targets. They find Sunshine, takes out Lovely, no problem.
eggs and
RWM
bacon,
end response.
sausage
10C
gravy,
takes out
cheese,
Reaper, and now
stuff
they're
like
looking
that.
for the end. 10C too strong. Justinian trying his best to clear the waves, and the heroes don't try. It's too late. He takes
That's
out
it.
Sunshine, but
GG's.
10C shuts him down. That's going to be Ulfindar taking the game 3-0 to qualify for the Swiss stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the opponents of Bloodthirsty Kings.
All right, BTK will be facing Ulfindar in the first round of the Swiss stage. Good job, Rosa. Come on, Rosa. Don't get emotional yet. Hold it together.
Oh man, it's good to see them
You-
getting
you-
that good motions in.
You can't really
Still,
think. I mean,
unfortunately,
anything
could
can
not
happen,
handle
yeah,
that
but you
raw
guys had that.
momentum
Let's just be
generated
honest.
off of the
You
first
had that.
turtle. They just didn't run out of gas.
It's unfortunate, but
Like I
again,
said,
these
honestly,
are
it
the
just a
newcomers.
lot of times it just comes down
Give
to
them a few more
who
months.
makes the mistake
Give them more
first
prep
and
time, give them
when.
more exposure, and
Because
they'll
the
be able to
longer
handle
that the
it
match
because
goes, the longer your
Ulnar,
death
new
counter
name,
is.
But they've been here for years, Gideon. Like, as
So like if
long
you
as we make
die
fast
within the
things,
first
they've
couple
changed
minutes,
quite a
you
few times already.
only wait a couple
They have,
seconds
and honestly,
and you're back.
happy to see them
If you
qualify
die at
once
like
again.
25
This
minutes
is
into the
going to be
game,
two
Oh, yeah.
Turkish
you're
representatives
waiting like a
here
minute
at
to come
M6.
back.
Yeah,
Literally,
this is gonna
like
be
60
exciting
seconds.
for sure because
Shit like that.
usually we see Southeast Asia, well, not Southeast Asia 6. Whatever. Regions are weird. Regions are weird. But Turkey has two
Damn.
now.
All right,
Of
well,
course,
we
big
did
crash
call
figures right now,
ULF
you
to
guys
win
can
it
see
all.
They're on stage. Well, now they
You
use
can see that in the short that I made.
If you zoom out, you can see that they're on stage. Which later
When
on,
did I
Rose
make that
will be
anyways?
talking to them, and I hope they're ready for the Swiss stage because they have some days off, but
Actually,
I'm pretty sure they gotta use maybe one day for rest, the rest for training.
Of course. I mean, we heard that quote from Apex 47 alone, right? His quote saying that
So
the
we'll
team
get
felt
off
a
the
little
phone.
shaky after their past
Here.
couple of tournaments, but building up that confidence
Go
and
to
honestly
our
winning the
profile,
wildcards is
go
that
to
very
the
first
shorts.
step, that stepping stone to send them further down the line during M6.
If anything, they
I
got
only got
momentum now.
57
They do.
views.
They
Damn.
do.
They got a lot of momentum, and right now you guys
57
can definitely
views.
see on stage. They're there alongside of
And
Rose.
it's
So let's go
been,
over to stage and let's hear what they gotta say.
For 6 days.
Clinching the
Wait,
last
really?
ever
That's it?
M6
Thought I made it
ticket,
better.
winning the
back
wild card
to it.
after
Oh, well.
4 crucial days.
Yeah, it did.
Congratulations to Ulfindar. Very congratulations. An amazingly played game today. Now, let's go with Apex 47 first. Now, Apex
Goes
47,
through the,
after all the
team logos real
challenges, you
quick.
guys had to overcome
And then it
what
cuts
this
to the live
victory
stream
means for the team.
where
Because I saw
I-
that whenever you guys win, you guys
like,
tend to get
yeah,
emotional.
ULF
You
has
guys seem
my
to get
vote.
very excited.
Yani çok mutluyuz. Burada 2-3 haftadır buradayız. Çok sıkı
And
çalışıyoruz.
then
Günde
Stigma
12
picked
saat yakın
RRQ
çalışma yapıyoruz. Çalışmamızın karşılığında
beat
almamız bizi
ULF
çok mutlu ediyor. Çok
in
mutluyuz.
this match right here.
We train about 10 to
Sucks to be you,
12
Stigma.
hours a day. It's good that the plant that's growing to see, like it's good thing for us. Like we are happy.
Okay, you guys are happy now. Obviously, it's a very good thing for you guys because this thing is huge. And guys, 10 to 12 hours a day is no joke. So I gotta give it to you guys.
Man, that's
Okay, now
crazy.
Alien, you have actually just secured your
All
fourth
right, well,
ever M series appearance.
damn.
What
Oh
keeps you
man, and
motivated
Celio
to just
got
do
60%
better
of the votes too.
and always be at the
Someone
peak
came
of your
in here
performance?
and voted in Celio and they lose.
Mutluyum.
Is that DJY?
Bir
Did
alışkanlık
DJY
olduğu
vote
için
Celio?
Beni seven, destekleyen
Okay,
herkese
but-
teşekkür ederim. Öncelikle anneme,
Thanks, man.
babama ve kız arkadaşıma teşekkür ediyorum.
All right, so we will have
He thanks
BTK
to
versus
everyone and firstly
these guys
to
here.
his parents and his girlfriend.
ULF, aka
Oh, that's
Fireflux,
cute. Shout out to his parents and to his girlfriend. Okay, I like
aka I
that a
don't
lot. He's giving credit
personally
where credit is
understand
due,
why
but
they were in the
honestly,
wild card,
Alien, you
but-
also deserve a congratulation. Fourth time
I mean,
M
hey,
series appearance. That is
people
no
made
joke.
mistakes,
Now,
but
Kenzie,
they
I
made it
have
through.
a pretty nice question for
And
you.
they got back
Your
up to the
first
main stage.
ever
Congratulations.
match
Now let's
in
see.
the Swiss stage will be going up against
BTK
NA's
whoop that
Bloodthirsty
ass.
Kings. How are you guys preparing for this matchup, and how are things looking like for you guys?
performansımızın %50'sini daha göstermiş bulunmaktayız şu an. %100'ünü onlara saklıyoruz.
We performed our 50% on the wild card. We are securing it to. Okay. We are
He's like, what the hell happened to the mic, bro?
100% for the Swiss stage.
Ooh, just 50%? So
Oh,
we're gonna
see,
be seeing a
he gave him the old
heh.
I wasn't even using half my power, kid.
Do you have maybe a message to
Time
BTK?
to really show you what I got.
Maybe TNZ. Any message for BTK?
Good luck to them.
Good luck to them. Okay, now maybe we
Trying
can
to play
talk
the
to
game or
Rosa.
something.
Rosa, the last time
what do they
Kagura
call it?
was
The
picked in
antagonist.
the M series was M4, which essentially means 2 years ago. Now, in your opinion, is Kagura a viable pick in this patch or more of a highlight of your versatility in playing
show you what I
multiple
really-
heroes?
Yani bence meta uygun bir hero değil yani. Ben de çok iyi bir performans gösteremedim. Pek alışık olmadığım için disiplinlerde
Man.
oynamadım.
Fireflux versus
Oynanacağını
BTK. This
düşünmüyorum.
is
Sadece
good.
oraya olabilecek bir pikti.
When is
M4'ten bu
that?
yana
Anyways.
değişen şeylere gelecek olursak da bizim açımızdan birlikte çok
Let's-
daha iyi bir performans gösterdiğimizi düşünüyorum.
Don't guess,
Birlikte
Google.
hep birbirimize güvendik, çalıştık ve çok daha iyi bir takım
MLBB
oyunu
M6,
gösterdiğimizi düşünüyorum.
Wikipedia.
M6 sürecinde de bunun çok daha fazlasını göstererek ilk dörde girmeyi
Alright,
planlıyoruz.
Swiss stage. November
He said
28th.
Kagura isn't that good in this meta, but
So we got
against
4
those
days.
opponents, I mean the heroes, Kagura could be pickable, so that's why we picked. If we come to what is difference after
BTK takes
before
on
M4 and now,
ULF.
we are more stick together
how are they
and
gonna
we
do
trust each other
this?
more than
Like-
enough. And we will try to do our best. No, we will do
Oh,
our
the
best,
card just
and
go right
we
down the
are
line,
willing
won't they?
to get top 4.
Wow, top 4.
So,
All right, they will not try to do their
I
best
wonder
because
if
they
I can
want
come
to do their best.
home
Okay,
at
now Rosa,
lunch.
just a final
Start the
question,
stream.
Rosa. We know that this time your journey to M6
I guess it
was
depends on what
longer
time
than
we
usual
start, though.
because you guys
But
had
yeah,
to go
I
through
could
the
do
wild
that.
card.
Just like
But
run home real
if there's
quick,
anyone
start the
you want to say
stream,
thank
go
you
back
to,
to work,
who do you want to say thank you to, Rosa?
and then I'll get off work about the time that this ends. So that'll be almost perfect. But see, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they're all best of 1. So
Okay, Rosa, come on.
Bu zamana kadar bizi destekleyen herkese tekrardan teşekkür ederim. Bizi izleyen ve sonsuz güvene sahip olan kişilere buradan tekrardan teşekkürlerimi iletiyorum.
He thanks to everyone who is supporting us, and thanks to fans.
All right, once again, congratulations to Ulfenor for securing the
probably about
last
6
ever
hours,
M6
right?
ticket that they had to fight over a battle of 4 days. Congratulations, guys. I will
Alright.
see you guys in the Swiss stage. And now
Yeah,
it's
we
time to
will
throw it
see
back to
them
the
in the
casters to
Swiss
break
stage.
down what happened in the finals of the wild card. Casters, take it away.
So they want to try their best, because so far, get it, it's only 50%.
This isn't even my final form.
It's only half the body.
See?
I mean, the Kagura is here because 50% is enough.
50%. It's surprising to hear them say it's just 50% after how much of a roller coaster the wild cards have been for them. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see. But at the very least, that very final
That's
game
part of that
showed
mental
them
game, though.
extremely
You know what I
polished.
mean?
Like, you could see
Even if you
just
tried your
personally.
hardest, like
Yeah,
you don't
they're
want
just
your
waiting to go up
future
against
opponents to
BTK
know
to
that.
really
So
show
you
up
obviously
form.
gotta,
Maybe
you
against
know,
BTK they'll do 80.
you gotta try and
And then
play
the
that
other
hard.
20 for the other
Be
matches.
like,
Because
yeah,
it's like
I haven't
battery,
even
right?
tried
It's like
yet,
battery.
guys.
You don't want to
Just wait.
die out too fast.
Just wait.
You want to save some energy to
But
make sure
then you
that
better
it's
hope
to
that you
push
can
to
pack
the next
that
round.
You got to maximize the charge, of course, naturally. But
if
with
you
that being
can,
said, let's
then
have
we'll
a
be
look at
hearing
the
about that for
post-game
the next
stats here for
6
game number 3
months
of
to
this
a
best
year.
of 5. Because again, huge landslide coming in for the side of Ulfindar, ending today super strong, 19-7, 14 minutes and 9 seconds.
I mean, again, what do we really say here, right? Like, that was dominating from the get-go. First blood over to Reaper, really couldn't do much. Apex 47 flickered for it. Rosa dealt enough damage. They got the kill. Afterwards, Apex 47 got level 4 first, ahead of Lovely, and then after that, it's just all over. TNZ got full build by 14 minutes.
It was ridiculous. I think this is what Incilio was worried about initially, right? But it only showed up at the very, very end when they were looking to try and get a little aggressive to start a snowball of some sort for Justinian.
Yeah, and again, like, this is the winning draft coming in from Ulfanar. Game number 3, I feel like actually showed more than 50%. They showed good rotation. They showed good, semi-good discipline. There are times
Elaine did
I
really
want to
good
say good
this
discipline, but there are times where they're like, okay, we know
his
we won,
KDA was
so
pretty
we can
good.
have fun a little bit.
I feel like even when they were undisciplined, it was during times where honestly,
I will say there
was
was a few times that I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, back the fuck up.
They choose their battles.
And then
They choose their
there's other times when I'd say that to him, and he would prove me wrong. So
can be, because this is off of one single turtle fight.
Yeah, and again, maybe this is just not the meta for Incilio.
auto loss BTK did this chat is
that's certain meta.
hilarious.
Some
On
metas
the
really
main
favor
channel.
one team, two
Chat,
teams, maybe everyone, and then you have this
Everybody's
niche one or two
already
people
talking.
that really doesn't jive with the meta. You know, something like
Dude, I
Arcade
can't
before,
wait,
they
bro.
liked the assassins during
They were doing
tank
the same
jungle meta, and now
same
that's
shit.
You know what, whatever.
BTK versus C9. And I told people here goes stream.
SRG with the revitalize.
That too. Oh man,
Rex's stream. I think I said something in DJ Y's stream too.
Their raw play styles, but it's good to see
And I'm like,
that Ulfanar,
BTK has
despite
it.
all the years that they've been playing, are still adaptable.
Nobody
to
wanted.
what the meta is
Nobody wanted to believe me.
Yeah, Rosa doing a
When you proved it.
67,000 damage again.
How you do
Not so
shit, you gotta
surprising.
prove it.
Maybe this time, maybe in M6, Eve will break the curse where Eve can be used in the grand finals.
I've already said it
and not
before,
be
but
the
I'll
choke
say it
hero.
again. I think BTK is
It's been
good
happening for years,
shot
Eden, but
at
this time Eve looks so strong.
coming
like,
in
there's
like
no way. Come on.
There's
third
I feel like there's
to
no way. I
fifth
feel
place,
like Hylos would probably still make their showing
and
in the grand
putting
finals.
North America back
Honestly,
up to
this
like
meta does
third,
seem a little bit more diverse. It's just that as long
like
as you have
top
enough
3
damage.
region.
And
If they don't win,
Kagura was interesting.
for them to win is gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, Swiss stage is best of one. So
First turtle. First turtle is
you know,
all
it's
they
one of
needed.
those
3
things where it's
kills,
like
no, sorry,
anything can
4
happen
kills in that
at
first
this
fight,
point.
and TenZ just shot off to the moon.
Yeah, everyone's like, yeah, Ling needs item. TNZ's like, I need enemies.
But I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out, chilling, smashing the like, all that good stuff. Hope y'all have a good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hope it goes good. Not going good. I hope it gets better. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off, mute the mic, and just let this thing play out to the end. And we'll see you sometime this week. If I don't get to stream from the Swiss stage live, then I'll just do like I did with the wild card and go back after the fact and just do like reviews and replays and stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because when we saw
yeah, I
the draft
appreciate you,
video,
Hawaiian.
it was because Guy
Be
was
easy.
open
Have a
over
good
time
day,
set
my
up
guy.
towards the jungle side of things on
And I'll
blue
see you guys
side,
next time.
which we were
Later,
expecting it to be
dudes.
a little, well, not exactly the strongest side to be on for this final game.
I mean, like, to be fair, Incilio picked their poison. They ban out the Hayabusa. They ban out the Nolan, I believe. Can't really remember. But then it's like, okay, I still got the link.
I still got the link.
I mean, at that point, it's like, you tried to nerf me, bro. You unleashed my inner demon.
I mean, I'll give you that one. I think that overall, Uvendar definitely cracked the code at the very end against Incilio, and I think that this was an extremely formidable showing. I think by far one of the cleaner games that we've seen Uvendar play throughout the tour. Well, actually, no, there were cleaner games after this. I take that back. But overall, it's great to see them back in Swiss stage.
Yeah. Either ways, shout outs to Incilio. Hopefully they stick together and grow as a team, because Ulhanar didn't happen overnight. They've been here for years. I believe, like, just cracking top 8, no higher than that. And this time, even Rosa said we're aiming for at least top 4. This kind of performance, they might be able to do it.
I think it's definitely possible here. I think as long as they are going to play a consistent game, which is going to be the main question for those playing in the Swiss stage. Because keep in mind, the format of the Swiss stage is going to be extremely brutal. So hopefully it works out for them and they can, you know, stay on their A game.
And for you guys, you play better for longer with ergonomic chairs designed to keep you at the top of your game. Hold on. I just want to lean back.
Yep, no worries,
the secret lab Titan Evo chair. Okay, you know what? I have to log this first and then I can do it. Now you can play game and rest. I have a pillow here. I can have my Hello Panda as well. Make sure you guys grab the Secret Lab Titan Evo, designed to adapt to different postures across various activities. It's great for PC, it's great for mobile gaming, it's great for laying down.
Look at how far back he is.
I can go further. It's just that I don't want to overdo it because I have to be professional. But at the same time, if you get Secret Lab chair, you'll get more friends.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough friends, let me tell you. Get friends. Get Secret Lab.
Get some friends. Show them off with the Secret Lab and be like, you want to be closer friends? You want to be my best friend now? There's a very good argument for it. And don't forget that at least with the Secret Lab Titan Evo, it's for us bigger boys with wider shoulders. Because if you decide to get the Omega variant of it, it's for the small. It's for, you know, people who are smaller. But this perfect shoulder width. Huh?
You're calling me fat?
I'm talking you are big boned and you have wide shoulders, just like your boy.
Okay. When I got a Secret Lab chair, I actually got a cat.
You got
the same day, which is very funny if you really think about it.
How'd you get it up? You know what? Never mind.
No, the cat just attracted to me. It's like, oh, Secret Lab chair. I know where I'm gonna sit. No, I gotta tell you, like my chair, my personal chair that I own myself. Yeah,
it's good.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Use the magnetic. Yeah, it's got a magnetic system, by the way. It's great. Again, you don't have to put the band over it and then it wears and tears out. It's magnets. It works well. Even goes up with the armrests as well. I mean, don't miss out. Don't miss out. And also, don't forget, 18th of November all the way to the 29th of December, you can participate in the M6 Lucky Gift. Join the draw for a chance to win the Claude Epic Skin Challengers Flare and the Beatrix's, well, M4 Epic Painted Skin, the Light Seeker. Don't miss this rare opportunity to get Beatrix's M4 exclusive and M4 Prime skins returning for a limited time. And if you guys don't know about the Claude skin, I mean, we've got a little funky show in here just for y'all if you want to make sure and max out that pass.
This Claude has an aura.
He does have aura.
I can't touch it. It's protected.
He is protected. I mean,
it's protected. You guys can see it.
It's great. It's great. It's great. So quickly, pick it up while you still have the opportunity. Oh man, honestly, I'm just thinking about that previous game. It was. I mean, the fact is, the rest of the world is catching up. It's making me think on a deeper level amongst the rest of the regions across the world. Maybe next year we might have more wildcard slots open, but who's to say?
Yeah, who's to say? And let me just say, I'm slightly disappointed because Rosa said Kagura actually isn't that good.
Oh.
Because I thought after that game, it would give me the chance to use Kagura in ranked games, but then he's like, no, it's odd, but it's not like, you know, it's not like an E.
You were hoping
I'll stick to my Farsa.
You were hoping to ride off of that hype so it doesn't look like you're trolling in game.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And for the rest of you guys at home, for the 25th of November all the way to the 27th of November, Asian Esports Games, AEG, the largest MLBB women tournament in Southeast Asia, will be held in Bangkok, gathering participation from 20 nations from various regions, spanning across different parts of Southeast Asia and the Middle East. It is the last MLBB women tournament of the year, presenting itself as the perfect platform for MLBB women players that are eager to prove themselves.
So keep your eyes out for the Southeast Asian Games here. I mean, I want to see how we perform overall.
I think it's the Asian
Esports Games. Sorry, I mixed up the words straight away. I tried to mismatch it. It happens.
English is difficult.
English can be difficult.
I barely speak it.
But I do hope that our Southeast Asian representatives are going to do a good job there. Again, I mean, Indonesia is currently sitting on top of the world, and I think that, you know, it's been a back and forth.
Oh yeah, you know what? If If the Freedom Tide, just give them a secret lecture.
Oh yeah.
Need some energy. Give
Hello,
them
Panda.
Hello Panda. It's all good. If they want some encouragement, some bling, Fairy.
Fairy, of course. Wait, hold on. Now that we're wrapping up and the wildcards are already over, does that mean that the Orange is allowed to come back to this stage?
Hold on. Something that I need to tell you, and I think the audience is not taking advantage of.
What?
For day one and day two, where all 16 teams are playing, the tickets are available. I don't know if people will grab them, but I'm just saying, between you and me, we're having a close conversation here.
Yeah.
The Swiss stage, day one, day two, tickets are still available. Behind us, people will be watching behind us. If you guys buy the ticket, guess where you're gonna be?
And don't forget, the ticket is a day pass. So you can watch every single one of these games here at IOI. And honestly, even when you're done with it, you don't want to watch one particular game, there's plenty of stuff to do around here before you come back to check it out, because your day tickets will still be valid.
And something I gotta tell you guys at home, the toilets are green. Something to keep in mind.
I'm glad you brought that up.
The toilets are great. I can walk in the toilet without my shoe.
I don't know about, actually, you know what? Fair.
Maybe it's just me.
Maybe it's just you.
Maybe it's just me. I'm weird. You guys know I'm weird. It's all right.
It's all right.
I'll take it. But that's how clean they are.
I mean,
shout out to the toilet.
I'll try it out later just to see whether or not it's going to be possible. But overall, thank you so much to everybody here for making our days as good as it is. Oh boy, I can only imagine that things are only going to get better as we finally get our representative here. Ulf and Dar is going to the Swiss bracket and will have to face up BTK. Well done.
And now we got to look at the brackets here just to really show it up.
Oh my God.
We got a lot to cover here, but look at the left side of the screen. S2G going up against SRG. Ohanar going up against BTK. NIB Flash going up against CFU. Team Secret going up against Evo McCann. Twisted Minds against Vamos. Falcon against Aurora. KBG against RQ. TLID against Fnatic on it. Peach. Oh, that's a lot of teams.
That's a lot of teams.
That's a lot of teams. That's 16 teams, in fact. 8 best of ones.
We'll be playing a best of one. I mean, I don't have to go through the format, of course. I'm not going to do the whole entire video over
SRG
again.
is game number 1, man.
Wait, actually they are.
And TLID against Fnatic on the Philippines, the very last. They open strong, they end strong.
They end very, very strong. I am curious about KBG versus RRQ, considering how the FYG was playing pretty well during the wildcards.
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine?
Dude, KBG, man. People need to add stocks to them. Now, after the performance of the FYG, now KBG is starting to look more and more tasty.
How many guest coins?
Dude, dude, here's the thing. I'm going to put all my guest coins on KBG.
Really?
If they lose, they lose.
Okay.
But if I win, I'm winning big. I'm winning big.
It's big guest coins
I'm
there.
putting more on KBG than SRG.
Oh, that's a big statement there.
For the guest coins.
Right.
For the guest coins.
For the guest coins, of course.
The overall champion thingy, the one with the flag. Yeah, that's SRG, of course.
Yeah, of course. Naturally. Oh, man, it's been an interesting day here at the wildcards, and honestly, I am genuinely excited for what the Swiss stage is going to bring us today, because these are just tiny little morsels for you guys before we get to the main event.
Yeah, again, a best of one, and then a best of 3. First team to win 3 times moves forward. Any team that loses 3 times, that's it. But at least here in the Swiss format, a lot more opportunities get in.
I think so. I think not more opportunities, but don't forget that it's a random draw.
Yeah, random.
Each and every stage. So it could be a Malaysia versus Malaysia situation. It could be teams from the same regions playing against each other. But let's look at the schedule. In case you guys don't know when to come by to check out these games, starting off from 2 o'clock, S2G will be facing off against SRG. Uvendar will be facing off against BTK at 3 o'clock. Oh, so they're only giving an hour for each and every one of them.
I mean, it's the best of 1, right?
It is
the best of one. And then the other 4 games, Twisted Minds, Vamos, Falcon, Aurora, KBG, RRQ, TLID, Fnatic on it, Philippines. So if you guys got the ticket, you're going to be entertained by the hour. by the hour.
By the hour. Every moment. Can't miss it. Honestly, really can't miss it here. Quickly screenshot it before you lose it while you still can. Is there any other games that you're excited for? I kind of want to see the NIP Flash.
Oh my god, we're thinking the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see how NIP Flash has grown since MSC because they surprised us for sure.
They did, but also CFU has been, I mean, a little shaky, but generally looking great. With that being said, let us introduce to you our, of course, play of the day. Which one did they go for? Oh.
Of course, it's from the third game.
Of course, it's from the third. I mean, it was too clean to not be the play of the game, man. Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, hold on. Still waiting. There you go. Apex Parties go in, and then the initiation coming in from Alien got to, and then afterwards, it's just a clean wipeout. Sunshine got targeted by Justinian, but at that point, whatever, man. Triple kill, I'm happy. After that, Don't actually gets taken down. Amazing play coming in from Ulhanar. The game-winning play.
I mean,
the M6 ticket play.
The M6 ticket play. And honestly, they used everything in their arsenal from ults to battle spells to, I mean, just to get Reaper, first of all. And he played it as perfectly as he possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those situations where even though Coach Osprey say, you know, experience is whatever, but this is one of those cases where experience actually does matter quite a lot because, again, larger hero pools, understanding which different rotations to use in the game, it really showed a big difference here.
It really does. It just means that their toolbox is much, much bigger, and their view on the game is going to be slightly different compared to everybody else. But as we've seen, in Silio, they're going to need a little bit of time to build up that confidence to play a more proactive game. But until then, congratulations to Ulfendar. GG, well played.
Well, with that being said, you guys have seen the schedule. You guys have seen how the bracket looks like. The next time you guys see us, it is going to be at the Swiss stage. Thank you very much, Gideon. My name is LaFell. We had fun. That was an amazing day. But we'll see you guys at the Swiss stage.
It's not that I can set you free. Don't wanna cry a river. I see you standing in the rain. Without you, I go insane. I feel your touch, I want you near. Without you, I have no fear. no fear, have no fear.